You know it. I'm in the bed. I'm ready to go home and doodle. Oh, wait on it. Say hi.
Now I'm going to show you something that is going to totally blow your rocks off.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Look at all the people here tonight.
Hey, where are the white women at? Let's get focused in here, boys. Everybody focusing in here now. Hey, guys.
Oh, big gulp, sir.
All right.
I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
You have a problem? Turn off your station.
Yes. Big bucks, big money.
You're excited. You feel these ripples.
No yelling on the bus.
What's up?
Hey now. Oh, do we have a surprise for everybody tonight?
Jay just came out of the closet.
It's true.
Everybody knows that already, though. That's not a, anything special.
Don't call him the cock gazer for nothing.
Well, you know what did it was this video. Yeah, it was that one. As soon as I saw Beesman with Billy Joe. No? Who's that guy? Ryan Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Well, another Wednesday is here, boys.
Boner Joe.
Should we just go ahead and do it?
Do it. We got a surprise.
We got a surprise. Should we just, instead of,
It's been a hot minute.
Yep.
This guy's.
We should do this, though. We should do this first. I don't know if he's going to be pissed, but we're going to do it anyway.
Hi. Guess who got fired?
The list is long.
Neanderthal is on. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was downsized by my company about 2 weeks ago. Almost 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks was today, Wednesday, 3 weeks today. So I texted Jay just out of the blue. I'm like, hey, man, you guys on tonight? I remember it was a Wednesday night, and then I'm on the West Coast, so it starts at 6 o'clock my time. I'm like, Jesus. And he goes, yeah, we're going live in 10. Do you want to join? I'm like, oh, yeah, all right. I'll
That's
join.
a sign of a true professional.
Yeah,
You don't need any prep.
I'm prepared for nothing. I've actually been spending the past couple of my days setting up my own roadcaster and my own setup and my own, because everybody says when you're a radio guy and you lose your job, hey, you should start a podcast. I'm like, yeah, there aren't 900,000 podcasts already out there.
Yep.
And I happen to know one that are friends of mine, so I thought I would check in with my friends who I haven't seen in forever because the time is weird. So, hello, gentlemen. Nice to see you.
It's good to see you, Paul. And it sucks, like you just said 3 weeks ago, whatever happened, but we're happy to see you. So the smiling isn't for you losing your job.
No.
The smiling is because we're excited to see your beautiful face.
Absolutely.
And I put underneath your name, Paul, free agent.
Oh, did you? Yeah,
There you go.
Oh, nice. I got a little headline. Yeah, I don't know. You guys have upped the production values on the show since the last time I was here.
I put sex icon, but then Kurt changed it to free agent.
Well, look, if the shoe fits, I have it on the wrong appendage.
Paul,
your buddy's here.
there he is.
There he is. Perfect. Good to see you.
Yep. A lot of the same faces, Paul, in the chat. We have a very awesome group of people who hang out with us, and they're still here after how long?
We're almost 4 years. We have a very loyal fan base, and we love them. But Paul, in all seriousness, dude, it's great to see you. I'm obviously really sorry to hear about what happened, and especially since you moved from Arizona to California and make a big life change, and just pretty quickly the rug gets pulled out underneath you. So, seriously, I'm super sorry to hear. But
that's nice. Thank you. That's the nature of the business. I legally can't badmouth them because that's legally that's part of the deal.
Can we badmouth them?
What you say? Can we badmouth them?
So could we?
Yeah, if I want to get sued. No, I wouldn't do that anyway. I've been doing this long enough to know that it's just the nature of the business. It was a number on a piece of paper. They were told to cut that number off the piece of paper, and unfortunately, I end up looking for whatever my next thing is, whatever that's going to be. I don't know what that's going to be. It's been, I don't know, 16 years or so since I was unemployed, so I don't know what it's like to look for a job in radio in 2026. I'm finding out now.
Yeah, and radio's a small world. Like a lot of these people move to different stations, and you don't want to piss anyone off at this last place you're at, because you could be working with them or working for them in the future.
For the record, this is the 4th time I've worked for this company. So they've fired me 3 times before. I didn't get fired; I got laid off. But I have my employment has been severed from the company several times, and you just don't. Nobody is served bad mouthing it. It's not like I was on another podcast and the guy that used to run the podcast was an asshole.
Oh,
no, it's not.
There's
like
an
that.
update on that too, Paul. There's an opening over there on that show in case you're
Oh, is there?
yeah, a recent opening.
history repeats itself.
Yep.
And for the record, the way my arms are flailing in front of me right now is not what you think it is. My little dog Amos is sitting here looking for attention. So,
Oh, well, let's see him.
Amos, come here, buddy. Come up here. Come here, stupid.
Here, let's switch spots real quick and do one of these numbers.
That's Amos. Amos is, and you guys might remember Ace.
Yes.
I don't have a light on in here. I keep it dark for obvious reasons. I'll turn the light on a little as the show goes on, but you remember Ace is over here. He's the other.
Oh yeah.
They get along?
Yeah.
Hell
Ace,
yeah.
Ace is still friendly to me and very few others. But he and Amos hit it off immediately when Lemmy died. When Lemmy died, see, it's been a while. I think Lemmy had died before we stopped hanging out for a while. Before, and I had just gotten Amos.
Yeah.
But when Lemmy died, I had to get another dog for Ace and Amos, and they just get along kick ass.
That's awesome.
So trust me, they're getting me through some hard times, baby.
Love dogs.
What's cool about Paul's setup is he's got a mirror behind him, and it looks like he's in a cubicle, and there's someone else behind him doing some work.
This is well, the house that I bought, and I'll turn the lights on eventually when I get up to get another Pepsi. The house that I bought was made in the 60s, was built in the 60s. So it's one of those California mid-century modern bungalow type things. So every room has a closet with mirrored doors.
Wow.
Right out of the 60s. So when I flip the light on, you're going to see all CDs, all my wall of CDs, and then there's 2 walls of guitar cases here that I've just that I took out of the closet behind me because I'm getting stuff ready to sell. If I want to sell some stuff on Reverb, or if I have to, whatever I need to do financially to cover my ass, so I have to take pictures.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of guitars. If anybody wants to buy a guitar,
we can do a live auction.
Jay, I still have your EVH. And I actually traded a guitar yesterday for a Roadcaster.
Wow.
So I traded that Zemaitis you guys hated.
Remember that one?
The black one with the mother of pearl inlays that Jay hated the sound of.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Shocking.
Yeah.
He didn't like something.
And so I went to a local music store here in Sacramento and just traded it in for credit because I knew I was going to need a Roadcaster in case I have to do some remote work, So and I find that you guys have probably been using this since day one.
Yeah.
Why did I wait so long?
They're amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, the setup that I'm using now is just the RE20 into a Scarlett, but the Roadcaster I was playing with it earlier today and Bluetoothed it in, and was playing with a friend of mine on the phone and stuff, and it makes life so much easier.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my so I'm nerding out now. Now I'm going to be another podcaster out there at some point.
Well,
Did you get rid of the sound machine, the little red box?
I don't know that made the move.
you left it on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know
this
that
fucking
made
thing
the move
anymore.
with me. That thing
Smart move.
that thing was quality. I mean, it was quality sound is what we were getting out of that.
Well, I still got one. If you need it, Paul, I'll hook you up.
Shove it up your ass, boner.
I'm sure I can. I'm sure I can get on somebody else's Patreon and he'll buy me one.
Change the lights and we'll get you on.
Yeah.
Change the
Oh, I
light.
have lights. This desk here has like little colored lights on it. You know, like it's one of those computer desks that has, for whatever stupid reason, a row of colored lights. Maybe I'll turn those on too. And oh, there you go. There's your little orange box.
Oh, you still got it, Beesman? Right? Oh, there it is. Yep.
I loathe that thing.
You loathe it?
I hate it, man. The sounds give me the goosebumps.
Like
I want
in your birthday in November when you forget
Order
about.
him a
Remember
box.
yours.
A box of like 50 of them, right to Kurt's door. So, Paul,
what's been going on, gentlemen?
I don't know if I don't want to have you come back. Nobody's seen you in a while on here, hanging out with us, but there's been a like we mentioned before about history repeating itself. I don't know if you want to get thrown right into the drama because we've been trying to, avoid some things for the past while, just to say, you know what, let bygones be bygones. Let's all move on. Every once in a while, there's a little poking fun here and there, but it's nothing crazy, right?
child's
You
play.
gotta share audience. I mean, let's be honest. You share audience. That's a thing. I mean, the audience for this show grew out of, I'm guessing, the audience from that show originally.
Yes, it did, of course.
So it's not like, I think whenever you're taking shots at somebody or joking about some of this shit, you're not making fun of the audience, although some of them certainly do need to be made fun of. But I get why, why acknowledge somebody that's in the rearview mirror? I get it.
Yeah.
Well, people love drama.
Yeah,
they really do.
It's gossip is the way of America.
Yeah,
It's true. So Kurt,
what's
can
happened?
you?
What was
Yeah,
the
Kurt.
drama?
Yeah, Kurt, why don't you regale everyone? Give us a little
I love
backstory.
how he just instantly volunteers Kurt. Kurt, go ahead.
What the hell?
The bad guy makes the
Into
story.
a private room and ask you? Huh?
Where do I start? So
We've stepped it up here, Paul. Just, maybe if you want to say that, I don't think.
said channel, and Paul, this is going to hit home because a lot of this story reminds me of what happened to you. After we all exited stage left, what, 3-4 years ago, probably? Would you say?
Yeah, 4 years.
Sounds right.
This channel
Time is fucking flying.
ran through a few co-hosts to try to catch some wind in the sails.
Yeah, there was the bird
and-
killer.
Yes, the bird killer,
Yeah,
the
I
massacre.
remember that one. The Birdman of wherever he's from.
And a lot of those people left, same reason we all left, started their own channel. Well, then there was a staple, a young gentleman named Ron Gunner. He did almost 3 years with Johnny, which I commend him.
Proper way too, like it's a prison sentence.
Yeah,
doing hard time.
36 months.
And a lot of us, people would, our Code Crack team would send me videos and, with Johnny and Ron. And Johnny has a way of poking people, death by 1,000 needles, right? These little jabs that just start getting underneath people's skin. And most adults won't take that shit from someone, especially someone you don't know, or it's not family, right?
Yeah.
Well, eventually it got to the point where like this Ron's gonna leave. He can't take this shit, Enough's enough. Well, about 2 weeks ago, he stopped sending Ron a show link. Paul, this sounds familiar.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I was gonna say.
Ron's like, hey, are you going to send me a link for Saturday night? And 4 minutes before they went live, Johnny texts him back and says, no, not tonight. Johnny starts the show. Everyone in the chat's like, where's Ron? He's like, I don't know. I haven't heard from him. He does this show.
I heard the voice too. I heard the insincerity of the voice.
You could hear him saying it.
Going, bullshit.
So like 2 weeks go by, and everyone in the chat's asking, "Where's Ron? Where's Ron? Where's Ron?" And finally, Johnny says, "I told him a couple months ago that I was changing the format of my show, and I'm going to start doing them by myself." Well, the fucking guy never had the conversation with Ron. He just stopped sending him the link.
Well, from Ron's video that he posted, I guess live stream. When was that?
Saturday, I think.
And he said something about Johnny told him back in January or something. He was, we're going to make some changes on the channel or whatever, but like, he didn't say like the changes aren't going to involve you. He just basically said there's going to be changes. Like, okay, cool.
After NAM.
after NAM. But here's my thing and my opinion on the whole thing, right? Like I was with Johnny for 4.5 years. I feel like, I was a pretty, people thought of me as a part of that channel, a part of that show. And I put in I don't want to say a lot of work and effort because that's not really what it was, but
time.
Time.
I wouldn't say the words work and effort were ever expelled by anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that show flowed because it just flowed. I don't know that it was, don't get me wrong. You put some time into that and you had to carry a lot of the weight for a lot of the time because I would say there were differing levels of laziness.
Yeah, of course.
And if there was somebody who was less lazy than the others, Jay, you would be officially the least lazy.
Which is crazy in in real life. But my whole thing is like you have somebody that's giving, like you said, even if it's just time, but topics and preparing to a certain extent for a show multiple times a week. And we had a fucking ball doing it. I'm not going to say that anything wasn't like fun. It was. But my thing with Ron is he did the same thing. Like for almost 3 years, he brought a lot of stuff to that channel for Johnny. And Johnny can't even give him the common decency, courtesy to say, hey, man, I appreciate what you've done for the channel, for me, whatever, but I'm going to go in a different direction. And, I appreciate you spending the time doing it, but we're going to move on without you. And to me, I know it's hard to do that type of shit, but that's the right thing to do when somebody devotes their time and energy into what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
He was helping him out for his channel.
That there were given the law of averages and the amount of people that have gone through that thing, he'd have plenty of time to practice that speech, and at least use it once. It's almost like, rest his soul, Dave Nesdal, him quitting the show was the only way that you got any semblance of finality. Otherwise, it was just sort of, you were slowly ghosted into the darkness.
Yep.
And I think that, there were only two ways you leave the show. You found out being the last person to know that you were leaving the show, or you had to get so aggravated you quit.
Yeah.
And quit on the air. Those were the only two ways that you left that show.
Yep.
And more power to the individual, but so where is Ron now?
I hope he's watching, dude. If you're watching, we'll send you a link.
Yeah.
I'm not, you don't have to come in here and sling shit, but
you can tell your side of the story.
Yeah. And that's all cool. I mean, I don't know if some of the stuff from that stream was directed towards us as far as like, those other guys, saying shit or talking shit or making fake screen names or whatever. The only thing I said from my point of view or from my perspective was when you were defending Johnny, rightfully so, because we all did it as well.
Mm-hmm.
When you were defending Johnny a year or two, whatever ago, and I think the topic was about us, I think the only thing I really said was, you'll find out eventually. You're going to be like, you know what? Those guys were fucking right. And it's not like I want to be right, but it's nice to be right sometimes.
Gloat when you can.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, part of our crack team will have them go back and scrub through our show and clip that part where we say, eventually Ron's going to leave. Unfortunately, it wasn't on his terms. It was on someone else's. And I remember Paul said, I'm going to do the show as long as he sends me a link. And
Sending me a link.
yeah.
Imagine not sending Paul a link. I think everybody in their right mind would love to have Paul a part of their channel or show.
Yep.
I appreciate that. That's nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I still get emails about the guitar pick and the nostril.
Hold on, Paul. I gotta show you something.
Oh,
Real
boy.
quick. When you my fucking phone was a piece of shit.
That was my first Saturday night, was the night of the pick and the nose.
Yeah, the guitar pick and the nostril was, for those that don't know, I'm sure Jay will show.
That's your contact.
That's if I call you. If I call you, that's what comes up.
Legend.
Yeah, for those that don't know, we were joking around, and I was, well, maybe you just put a guitar pick in your nostril, and my skin was greasy enough that the guitar pick just went, and I was like, well, shit, what am I gonna do now? I have a guitar pick, and it was literally in my sinus cavity right here. Thankfully, it was a standard size guitar pick, but it wasn't particularly thick.
No. It was one of like the what were they called? Fender.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a Fender thin or whatever the hell it was. And thankfully, and so now I've got this guitar pick stuck here in my sinus cavity for, it had to be a good 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
At one point, you thought it was gone. Like it came out, or you swallowed it.
Yeah, you thought you swallowed it at one point.
I thought I was going to snort it and then spit it out. Like you would do if you had spaghetti or, like that. People have passed, those little candy bottle caps or whatever, through their nose. And it's, they're like the Jim Rose Circus sideshow guy takes a chain link and goes like that.
Yeah, flossing with it.
Yeah. So I thought I could and throw it and spit it out. Well, when I did that, I thought I got it caught in my throat. So now we've got a problem. So I'm on the phone. Well, it turns out it never went down my throat, thankfully. Now I'm on the phone with the emergency department for a good half hour, 45 minutes. And finally I told you guys, I'm like, all right, I got to go. I got to go get this taken care of. And as I shut down to go to the emergency room, I felt an itch in my nose, and literally my finger touched a piece of plastic. And I was like, shit.
Don't move.
Right?
Don't breathe.
Yeah. I was like, don't sniff, don't do anything. And I went and I got a pair of pliers, needle nose pliers. And I was able to get it out of my nose without cutting or slicing the nostril.
Hence the name Needle Nose.
And yes, and thankfully it was that was one of it was note to self, don't screw around.
Yep. For somebody else's views on their channel.
And then he gave the guitar pick
was
away.
On your channel.
No, it was on Johnny's.
Johnny's.
No, I don't think so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah. That was Saturday night.
Ah, shit. Now you make me feel bad.
Jay was high, and he still remembers.
I'm getting there now, boys. Holy shit.
Yeah, I should have done a gummy.
It's not too late.
Yeah.
Not too late.
But getting back to Gunner, it sucks. The biggest thing is devoting the time, right? Just taking time out of your day to like work on someone else's channel, and looking back, like meeting Kurt on Johnny's channel, and for me meeting Paul, and for me like hating Jay on it. So it was good for us to do it, but also it is a lot of time. It's a commitment, and not even just to say thank you. From watching what Ron was saying, and Ron was being super classy. He's like, hey, I'm not going to like throw shit at Johnny. It's just, it sucks. And he was definitely disrespected. And Ron, if you ever want to stop in here, say hi. We're here to support you. Everyone's here to support each other. So
yeah, go everybody go subscribe to his channel. Somebody
I'll put his link in the chat.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I mean, it's almost like what would this be called? Like AA or not AA, but like
basically
all the cast-offs or whatever end up being. It's like when
Al-Anon, yeah, it's like Al-Anon for Johnny's channel.
when two ex-wives of the same husband like become best friends. You know what I mean? It's like everybody on the outside.
And the cool thing is, Ron's brother generally like watches our show as well as Steve. So it's cool. We have no issues. And also, like, honestly, we don't really have an issue with Johnny. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
You know, it's just more, it sucks, you know, for Ron. So Ron, hope all's well, man. We'll be supporting you. So
Well, that's
How
the
long
thing
has it
too,
been-
man.
How long has it been since he got the well, he didn't get the message?
Like a week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe.
That sucks. Because I'm sure, like, you know, like Jay said earlier, doing these shows is fun. You know, you get to sit around and hang with your buds and, you know, talk shit about nothing.
Yep.
That's nothing that really matters, and ball bust, and it's, you know, and in the end, you know, who gets hurt but the people that put their time into it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that sucks.
Yep. 100%.
By the way, I don't want to scare anybody, but I do have a guitar pick right here.
Keep it away. Give it away.
I think I did give it away to somebody.
Yeah, we had a giveaway. We had a giveaway. That was fucking awesome.
Jay, I just sent you a picture to share.
Okay.
You just sent you a picture to share?
Yeah.
It's a nude of Kurt.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
But it's good
Oh.
to see you guys. So,
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
here. Okay. Hold on. Let me pull this
I know,
up.
and Paul, you have a new phone number, so we got to make sure. You
yeah,
get it.
that's my actual cell phone number that I've had forever. You guys all have my old Phoenix number, which was a company phone that was by my side. So I'll make sure you guys I'll get the new number. And
Yeah.
I actually Bluetooth that phone to the Roadcaster today. I'm like, ooh, this sounds cute. Like I'm like a kid with a new toy. And meanwhile, I'm 10 years behind everybody. I'm the guy
That's
that
how we
works in the
did.
industry, but I have no equipment.
That's how we did the live callers. Was through the Bluetooth on the Roadcaster. If you remember that way back when.
Yeah.
And then we noticed on the algorithm and the viewer content or live viewership plummeted every time we took a phone call. Like, well,
Really?
like, what should we do?
False flag, Colin.
There you go.
There you go. That was a good picture.
Yeah. Too good,
That was
man.
something.
That's Cobra Kai. Thank you.
Wait, Kurt, did you find that picture of the Castaway?
Oh, let me pull it up.
Okay.
Keep talking.
I'll
As,
keep talking.
Kurt, as you're pulling up, we have 58,000 watching right now. So we want to thank the world for tuning in tonight to see.
All the people here tonight.
1,000.
Yeah,
Oh.
to see the return of
Maybe
Neanderthal. Paul
Extra,
Marshall.
extra few zeros in there, you know, Paul.
Yeah,
Just for
It's pretty impressive.
That's okay.
Paul, I watched a lot of your interviews when you were going to shows, and it was cool to see you interviewing a lot of bands that are around today. So I'll ask you about it at some other.
No,
point, but-
ask about it now. Like, fuck it.
Whatever, man. I'm an open book. Whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm good, man. I mean, this is your house. I'm a guest. Thank you.
No problem. What was there a band that you talked with recently, like a newer band that you were just like, wow, like one, you were impressed by them, is just like talk with them, shooting the shit, seemed like good people, but also musically, if you listen to something, you're like, wow, this is pretty good. Anything?
I mean, real new? No. They're not. I mean, a lot of new bands, you know, are slogging it out in the clubs, and a lot of the clubs don't play new music unless they get on a festival.
Right.
It's good. I got assaulted by a couple of the new members of Guar, which was kind of fun at the last Aftershock festival. But as far as new bands go, there was a band here, and I can't. You asked me a good question because I don't remember the band's name. Band here in Sacramento that we were playing for a while, that we tried to get signed, and they did a showcase, big showcase, did all that stuff, and then like typical industry, 6-week window, and if it doesn't happen in those 6 weeks, goodbye everybody. Thanks for coming. I did get
Shame.
I did get yelled at on Reddit. There was a subreddit for the radio station that I worked here in Sacramento for, that said that I have to go completely to hell because I was too loud at the local arena here, the local basketball arena. Shinedown, Bush, and I forget who else was playing. and we were doing the stage announcement thing between bands, and I grabbed the microphone. I'm in Sacramento, and somebody was like, "Jesus, man, you are too loud." I'm like, "You're in a friggin' arena, in an 18,000 seat arena with a 150,000 watt PA system. If you think I'm loud, wait till Shinedown gets on stage."
Yeah, your job is to fire them up. You're not going to fire them up by saying, "Welcome, Sacramento."
How are you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, they have a great show, everyone. It's going to be great.
No, they want to hear.
Look at all the people.
That's what
here
people fucking want, man.
tonight.
Here it is. Here it is. We got to add Ron to this one, I guess. Or did you?
Well, Ron's right here.
Holy shit, Mully is on that list.
Wait, why is Laz far away from Johnny?
They're tied to him. I didn't make this. Someone else did. But there's lines to him. I don't know because they were still there. Maybe
of the lines. That's too funny.
So I'll go through this. This is like the
today.
Oh,
Did you guys should start something, man. You kidding me?
this is like the Bill Walsh coaching tree that you see on NFL Network, but it's not Bill Walsh. We got Dave Nesdahl. Paul, if you'd please imitate the guy from Canada.
Oh, yeah. You know, I've got my own EVH channel now there, and I'm endorsed. I'm not sure you guys know that, though. I'm endorsed. I was in a band once, and a lot of people liked my show and my band. I'm going to be doing playing a lot of Eddie Van Halen stuff for you tonight, and telling you about things that I was never involved in.
Hey, Paul, there's some. I hate saying it because Brian's going to give me shit. But is anybody else hearing that static when Paul talked just then?
Oh, is it really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
plug in.
For Jay's actually right for once.
All right. So Eric Broadbent from Canada, Rob Johnson. I think Rob and Johnny are still
cool. Yep.
Jay Mancuda, Paul, Caleb, myself, Boner Jams, Michael Smith, John BL, Steve Anderson, Fruitcake Tony, Ben Coombs, Molly, the hell's his name? Joe Wentz.
Joe Wentz, hell yeah.
Alan Garber, Ryan OU812, Deshane, Mitty, Trev.
Mitty, hell yeah.
Midatree. I'm not sure who this guy is. Or this girl.
What was her name again?
Amanda Peters.
Yes, there you go.
Damn, Beesman.
Beesman.
Instantly off the like just yeah.
Don't know who that is. We got Texas Joe, Dane Zimmerman, 40 Grit, Robbie.
Yep.
The Bird Killer, and then Ron. So we got to move Ron down here.
You know what's funny when the Texas Joe one? Like he literally might have been like the catalyst for that whole thing crumbling down. You know what I mean? Dude, Saturday night was going so good, and then all of a sudden he showed up, and it's not his fault.
Yes, it is.
I remember he was the guy that
Paul, hold on. Paul, hold on. It's still happening. You might have to jump out.
All right,
Or your cable.
Maybe I'll switch setups here.
Okay, we'll hold it down till you get back. All right.
Anyhow,
Right?
pretty good.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that once that happened, like we were just like kind of like, fucking, this sucks, you know.
Thanks, Billy Ray. And Billy Ray just he's a fresh viewer from a couple weeks ago, and he's been messaging me.
6 degrees of Texas chill.
Oh shit.
Kurt, he said send the
for
link
what?
To Ron?
To Ron.
Is that Ron?
Yeah. No, that's Billy Ray. But Billy Ray sent Kurt.
He's in here. Look. Hell yeah, man. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What's up, Ron?
How you doing? We got to add your. Oh, you're already on there. That's right. Yep.
Everyone, welcome Ron to the chat. Say what's up.
Everyone go to Ron's channel and subscribe to him, please.
Absolutely.
I put it in the chat. All right, let me send Ron the link. You guys keep talking.
No, we're just gonna sit here and
We're just gonna watch you, Kurt, and just maneuver.
maneuver.
I hope this is Ron. Can you imagine if it's someone else?
Johnny.
That would be awesome. No, that'd be great if it was sent to Johnny and Johnny upped it.
He would never. He would never. I mean, he can't face the music of just telling somebody, "Hey, I'm gonna move on without you."
Yeah, and we've talked about this before. Jay had the balls to call Johnny and tell him that he wasn't going to be doing shows with him anymore. And then both Brian and I called him like 2 days later, and he never called either one of us back.
Yeah,
so I ended up finally just messaging him on the WhatsApp because he never called me back and just said, "Hey, I'm done with the show.
Did you hit him up on the OnlyFans?
Here's to you."
Fucking OnlyFans.
He legit had a OnlyFans. Remember?
Yeah.
Was that real? Was that true?
Yeah, because when I would do the intro and I would list like every social media site he was on, I was hitting like all of them, and I was just like Grinder, OnlyFans, everything. It was amazing. Yeah.
God,
it's good shit.
Oh yeah, there's the old bookcase.
There we go. The old.
Yeah, we got no audio now. Oh, there we go. Okay.
He's working on it.
Do you want us to take you off the screen for now? Okay.
All right.
Whip your penis out when you're ready.
Anyway, the other thing too, before we move on, I'm sure Ron is going to come in and speak his piece, but maybe we can wait till he gets here. But the whole troll account thing, I guess people thought that was us.
Fuck no.
No, most of those trolls were actually in our chat first. And I think I know who it is, and it's a viewer, which they have all the right in the world to do whatever they want. But I don't have time to make a troll account. And, Kurt
doesn't even want to do the show. You think he's going to be making fucking troll accounts for that shit?
Yeah. No, I have no issue with Johnny. I would never even waste my time making a troll account for anyone,
Or not a burner. Burner account's different, right? That's when like Brian Beesman will make a troll account or a burner account that's not him, but it is him. Like he'll comment and like his own posts and then like shit on other people. Meanwhile, it's actually him doing it.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even check my goddamn messages on like anything.
It's true.
Unless I'm like, I need to or something. But like, I'm not going to go on and get involved in, troll accounting and doing all that shit. I mean, we say it on the air. On the air.
It's true.
Yeah. Nothing to hide behind.
No. Also, too, at the end of the day, it's not like we're, Kurt, there you go. Like, we're here for fun. Like, we don't like take this shit super serious. So,
yeah, we're not in it for the money. As you guys know, we give 95% of it back to the community.
We do.
Whether it be merch, giveaways,
charity.
I mean, how many guitars have we given away, Beesman? 5?
A plethora of guitars, and we'll give away more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. This is about fun and just being part of a community and getting to meet people and just having a good time. That's really
we don't even put ads on our, like, we have the ad revenue like off. The only thing is obviously the channel membership, the Patreon stuff, and then the fucking like super chats or whatever. Like,
the super dupers.
Yeah. Listen, if you make a few bucks doing what you like doing,
Yep. Hell yeah. Thanks, Patty.
My goal is to start giving away all of Jay's guitars one by one
that aren't being played. I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, man, when I do start playing again, I'm gonna suck real bad. It's gonna take more time. All right, let's rock.
He's got a Steelers hat. Where's he coming from?
Where's Ron live? Let's find out.
Let's find out.
but he's an NFL fan, so I like him.
Ron, what's happening, man?
Hello, everybody.
What's up, Ron? Let me introduce you to on your top. We got Jay Hannon.
Okay.
And I know we got Kurt Henning.
What's up, Ron?
Hello.
And then
Hello.
then you have me, Beesman, aka Boner Gems, aka the king of blowing out backs. Actually, I'm not the king of anything. So
Thanks,
just,
Ron.
what's going
someone
on, man?
asked where. Someone asked where I lived.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you are in Pittsburgh.
I'm in Ohio, but I'm 50 minutes away from Pittsburgh.
Where in Ohio are you?
Yeah.
Where?
Wait, I'm hearing everything repeat.
I think I hear it in your headphones. We might
I'm
let me
here.
hold on. Let's see what's going on. We move you and pop you back in. I don't know if that helps. Can you hear like an echo, like a son of a bitch?
It's not an echo. I'm hearing everything again. It's like he's.
Oh,
You have YouTube open?
No, I don't.
you know how to do this shit by now.
Yeah, Ron's a pro.
Is it still happening?
I never got to run any of the shows at all.
It's probably better
Yeah,
like that.
same
Right?
with
It's, you know,
Wow, I'm hearing.
something's going on.
Yeah, it's like I'm hearing everything we just said, then the new stuff too. So,
No.
Oh well.
Let me see if I can adjust it for you. Oh, echo cancellation. How's that? Is that better?
Does that do it?
Testing one.
Let me get out and I'll come back in.
All right.
Good.
Hold on here. Hold on.
It's got some
Check
cool
out the-
guitars back there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, check out the gear in there.
There's two Neanderthals. Yeah, this one and this
Does
one.
this work better?
Like, I don't know if I could hear the mic's
You
not
can't-
working.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Son of a bitch.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay. Two Neanderthals.
That's hilarious.
15 John BLs.
How do you get the other one out of here?
I don't know if we can we? Or should we leave it? Let's just leave it for now.
All right.
You can kick
Oh,
from studio.
sorry,
You want me to do
Ron's
it?
back in. Okay.
Is that better, Ron?
Oh no, what is happening? Oh, I think StreamYard is getting broken. Hold on. Somebody tell Ron what is going on with his audio.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's Jay. Let's remove Jay, and then no, I'm
All
joking.
right, I don't know. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Testing.
Something happened. Ron, open up, jump out of here and go on YouTube and listen to like the last 30 seconds of you talking, and hopefully you can figure out like what it is.
Is this better now?
Oh, there you go.
there
Yeah,
we go.
Okay.
perfect. Yeah.
All right.
What happened?
When I restarted, it went to the camera on the mic on the camera.
Oh, okay.
So
Good.
Well, welcome, dude. You got some
Yeah.
badass gear back there. It's the
You
first
do.
thing I
Thank you.
noticed
thank you.
after the Steelers hat.
Yeah,
But-
I'm a big fan of the Steelers. I live 50 minutes away. My whole life, Pittsburgh. So
That's awesome.
there you go, Seahawks. Sorry we
Super
beat
Bowl.
you guys.
Super Bowl 40. So, Jay, do you want to give Ron a quick rundown of all three of us? Kind of formal introduction.
Not really, but
You want me to do it?
I'm not good at that shit, Kurt.
All right. So,
You
Ron,
Ron, you know kind of who we are, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard some bad things about us.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things. Okay.
you can be honest here, by the way.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
No, I'm
it's all
just
good.
trying to.
It's all good.
Because I kept telling him, I don't know why why all this happened. Because up until just 2.5 weeks ago,
Everything was fine, right?
yeah.
Yep.
And, he did tell me in this, like end of November, December, hey, after it was after the first of the year, big changes coming because, he wanted to make changes. I said, okay. Then it was, after NAMM show. It's okay. So he did tell me that, but he never once said, you're not going to be part of the show. And that's and that's fine. If he just would have come out and said, hey, I'm going to do my own thing. That's, I said, fine, good.
Yeah.
No
And you probably would have thanked him at that point. Thanks for letting me. Yeah, of course.
Because, May would be 3 years. This coming 2 months would be 3 years.
That's a long time.
There.
Yeah, it's a long
time. You were there longer, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, four and a half, man.
Yeah, I was like a year maybe.
And I nobody's perfect. I understand that. But not only did I do, pretty much Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and so I'm doing 4 or 5 shows a week. And then, I'm sitting here and I was, bringing content to the show, working on guitars. I paint guitars, custom paint, everything, all kinds of stuff. I'm a luthier. And, I did a lot of work, and the one thing he complained about was, and it wasn't just you guys, it was all apparently everybody, which, I don't know.
Wannabeaners?
Wannabeans, yeah.
He's like, when everybody was on my show, this is like one of the first things he told me, because I was just going off the laptop.
Yeah.
At first. He's like, nobody wanted to wear headphones, nobody wanted to upgrade their equipment until after they left here. I'm like, oh, okay. So I told him, I said, well, I'm Italian, grew up old school Italian. So if I tell you something, then that's it, and so I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll go upgrade everything right now. So my end of his show, he doesn't have to worry about.
I'm assuming your room didn't look like that when you first started.
Well, not in this particular room. I had the other side it was done, but I redid this one.
Yeah.
So, I spent like $3,000 on stuff for his show, which I had a hard time explaining to my wife why, she wants to know, why are you doing that for not even for yourself?
Yep.
And I'm like, well, I like the guy. I like the show. I like meeting the people in the chat, it's fun. And like you said,
talk about shit that you love.
Yeah, and it's absolutely fun. I thought so. And he said that the other guys never wanted to do anything as far as upgrading their equipment till after they were gone. So I thought, in a show of good faith, I'll do it now. But I think what that's put in his mind, and I don't know, I'm just speaking, what I think. Instead of him saying, okay, this guy just showed me that he's serious, I think he looked at it as, oh, okay, so now he's going to try to undermine me and start his own thing, which I didn't want to do. But when he started cutting me out of the shows, I got all this stuff sitting here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay. And I love to teach guitar repair. I also teach personal defensive shooting. Been doing that for over 25 years. I've taught the military. I've worked with police. So I'm a teacher or instructor, if that's what you want to call it. And I love doing that. And I thought, well, if I'm not doing, 5 or 6 nights a week with him, I'll do my own. So that's how it started.
Damn, you were doing that many shows a week?
Yeah. I did Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and I would do Thursday with Laz.
Oh God.
That's amazing.
So I'm doing five shows a week.
Can I ask you a quick question then?
Yeah, go ahead.
How many times did you get a thank you?
Can I guess? It's a goose.
No, a couple times I did, because I sent him a bunch of stuff too.
Gotcha.
We all have.
Everybody's done that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like when he got his workbench, he couldn't do stuff because he didn't have a soldering station. So I sent him a soldering station.
Damn.
Then Then he didn't like that because the fumes. So I end up buying a fume evacuator and send that to him. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then I
my
sent him
God.
a bunch of,
I'm
you know,
sweating.
stuff he needed to do the work. And, you know, I thought we had a good thing going, you know,
It seemed like
and
it.
it did.
Yeah.
It really did.
Now,
Paul,
we don't
you
wanna
don't
interrupt
remember
you.
me, but I was in with Dane one time when you were out there live.
Oh shit!
When we were in the
Yeah.
studio?
No, not in the studio. I was in the show, but Dane was talking to me because I ended up buying 5 Crackle Jacksons off of him.
No kidding. Gentlemen, is this better sound wise?
Yeah, definitely better than what you had going on
Yeah.
before.
You don't have to
Yeah, I
snack,
heard that
crackle, and
crackle.
pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, did it blindside me? You know, I'm not dumb. I knew he was when he said, okay, we're not going to do the bench show now on Wednesday and Saturdays. He knew that was the one thing I love to do.
Why do you think he didn't want to do? Oh, that was his way of kind of saying,
Yeah,
I don't want to tell this guy I don't want to do a show with him. I'm just going to start, dude.
that's how I took it. You know,
Yeah.
so I was like, okay, fine, I'll start doing my own. So, you know, but I really think, and you know, again, this is all speculation, but I really think he was trying to upset me so I would quit.
he did that to Nesdal all the time.
Well, he did that to
Mancuda.
Mancuda.
and Robbie Stingle.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Robbie got mad at me because I was on the show. Robbie was on it before me. And then one night I was watching the show and Johnny says, hey, if you got pictures of guitars, send them in. Well, I got 128 guitars. So I'm like, okay.
Jesus.
So I start sending him a bunch of photos. Yeah, there's like 55 or 60 here right now, but the rest of them are across state where my mom and dad live. They're in his storage thing. He had he's got a big garage. He has show cars. He passed away last year, but everything was climate controlled. So thank you.
Yeah.
But I don't have room to hang 128. Well, now it's like 100 and probably close to 140. But so I think there's 50 or 60 here, and I have 18 stacks total. 18 and a half or 17 and a half or 18 and a half. I don't know.
What you have is a problem.
Pretty much. So yeah, you know, and it's just, I played for years, was in a band. We signed with Sin City Records. We toured with Grim Jack. We opened for Warrant one time.
Fuck yeah.
Poison one time. Alice Cooper once. Leather Wolf. Child's Play. Circus of Power. Rothschild America. We played Hammerjacks. You know, it's had a ball. And so I kept a lot of the stuff. And some of it I got rid of that I really regret. Yes, I do play.
I think he's yeah.
Jeez.
It's a good
And I
question.
just recorded some new stuff that got finished.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and like I said, you know, I didn't know anything was wrong. Then I'm thinking, okay, so he's slowly, because the first complete 2 years, whenever he created a thumbnail, I automatically got the link. So for the last 8 to 10 months, I had to ask for it.
Oh, so he was pulling it. Oh,
so if I didn't ask for it, he didn't send it. So then I start asking every night, hey, you know, link for tonight, whatever. And up to 2.5 weeks ago. And I started about 4 or 5 hours before the show. And, you know, on WhatsApp, you can tell when they look at it. Well, I could see where he'd looked, never replied. So finally I put, after I think the 3rd time or 4th time, I put, okay, you know, whatever, please, you know. And then I get, hey, no, not tonight. And and that was literally 4 minutes before the show was supposed to start. But, so then MPN, who's a good friend of mine, he asked if I was going to be on it. And I said, well, I just got this. And I showed him, not tonight. Well, he went into the chat and asked Johnny if I was coming on. And Johnny told him, no, I haven't heard from him tonight. And then one time Billy Ray asked him where I was, and he literally goes, I don't know. Why don't you go find him? That's exactly how he said it too.
With an attitude?
Yeah, just like that. And that's what got to Billy Ray, then Lion, what he said to MPN. And then all this starts coming in on me, because the funny part was, he told me from day one, he said, you end up getting mad at me, rage quitting, and then you'll be on that other show backstabbing me like they are. And I'm like, why would I, so I'm not on here picking on him. I'm telling the truth.
We got you. Yep.
But
No, you don't need to badmouth him. He
which he hasn't.
Makes his own bed.
So but my biggest thing is, growing up old school Italian, respect is number one. And I thought we were good enough friends, because I would have told him, if I was doing that and said, hey, I don't need you anymore, I'd have said, hey, Johnny, look, I'm going to change some stuff up, try it. Maybe it works, maybe it don't. But for right now, I don't need you on the show. Doesn't mean that you won't come back, but I would actually told him that. I didn't get that. And then to me, that is disrespect. And then I've had a couple other people say, well, you just need to get over it. Well, I'm sorry, I'm going to be 61 this month, and 61 years of respect, I can't just flip the damn switch and say,
61,
hey,
man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I used to be a weightlifter, bodybuilder, football player. So
nice.
So it was like, just respect. And then I hear, well, you just need to get over that. I'm like, 61 years of yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, thank you, sir, whatever. And then all of a sudden I'm just supposed to say, oh, okay, whatever.
Well, I think in a lot of it, we talked about it earlier, Ron, about just, the amount of time, I don't know if you have any kids or anything, but like,
I have, my son's 38 and my daughter's 30.
Okay. So you don't have like young kids in the house. I'm just saying,
no.
When I started doing Johnny and Dave's show, Ellie was like a year old, maybe. And at first we were doing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We were doing 3 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm blessed to have a wife that is cool with me doing fun shit that I like to do. But at the same time, I mean, that's a lot of time that you're doing something and putting time and effort and all that other shit that Paul doesn't, no effort. But no, it's just being, and like you said, you have so many things that you can bring to that channel, a guitar channel, setting up guitars, Luther, like all this shit. And it's almost like Mancuda. Mancuda had the guitar of the week every fucking week.
Mm-hmm.
And that show with Paul, Mancuda and Johnny, those were like 120, 130 live viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't, we had over 100 a few times. But I didn't know anything about the whole thing with Mancuda, because I didn't. I never went back. He always said, go back and watch the shows. You'll see it. I never did, because I didn't want to. I didn't want to have that in my vision. I just wanted to go from here forward.
Form your own opinion.
Yeah. And then Chris King, I don't know if you guys remember Chris King or not. He's from Australia. He's like, oh, I'm friends with Mancuda. He's like, you need to go find the last show that he was on, and then you see exactly what happened. So I went back and watched it, and I was like, wow, all over a comment about Adam.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then I started thinking, okay, so he's taking me, he's not giving me links here. He knows I love doing this. Now he's not even going to do the show, period, at all, except for now late at night. And I personally think he was just trying to get me upset to quit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
that's how he gets rid of people.
Well, and the first thing I thought of is, because I told him from the beginning, I said, I'm not going to quit. I don't do that. I said, we'll whatever, talk it out, whatever. And then it come to me, I thought, I'm not going to quit, because I don't want him to say, oh, Ron quit just like all those other guys and has backstabbed me. So I would have rode through hell if I had to before I quit.
Dude, if he's watching this, he's probably sitting there seething. Like, I knew it. He'd be on with those guys.
Well, one thing, Ron, I want to say, and then we'll turn it over to everyone else. But all the people that were on Johnny's show, I don't want to say all of them, but a majority of them, you know, the Robbies, the 40 Grits, the Ryan OU812, the John DeShanes, the Mancudas, we all get along. All of us, Dane Zimmerman, we all get along. Yeah. We respect each other.
Yeah, I got a guitar here I'm doing for Dane now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're going to do one for me, too, okay?
That's fine. I've done a lot of custom paint jobs.
Fuck yeah.
Matter of fact, I did one for MPN, and I just sent him the certificate of authenticity. It was a Kramer Beretta.
There you go.
Beretta Special, I should say. I routed it out for a Floyd, so floating, not just deck. And then I'm like, well, let's do a different paint job. And I said, let's do, he likes astrology and space, and so do I. I said, okay, so let me. So I did it like a Cosmos. So it would now became the Cosmo Kramer. And I even put the Cosmo on the headstock, on the back of the headstock.
Hell yeah.
I'll show you a photo of it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I love doing this stuff. And, here I'm thinking, I was helping Johnny.
You are.
Because I even, there were shows he's like, well, I don't have anything to give away tonight. So I gave away my stuff.
Oh, that's his hint. I don't have anything to give away. It's almost like, hey, do you have anything to give away?
I gave away my stuff and paid the shipping for all of it for his show.
Well, Ron,
I never got my pickup.
You never did?
We were all going to get pickups. Remember that for
Vinum?
Well, who was it?
Vinum pickups?
Vinum
pickups. We were all supposed to get our own pickups, and I never got mine. Never happened. Oh, well.
He probably got them all.
Yeah, I'll get over it.
Oh, man.
Jay's into outer space, too.
Yeah.
That's the front.
I'm in outer space right now, too.
That's the front.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Okay,
that's cool,
here's the back.
No way you're 61. You're full of shit.
I'm 61.
Oh, the back is badass.
Yeah, badass. Crap, dude.
But what I do is I use automotive paints. My dad used to have 2 body shops. I grew up painting. And I use automotive paints and automotive clear. So it's a lot thicker than, a lot of other stuff. I mean, look, all these are paint jobs.
Jeez.
Well, that's all MPN stuff. Wait a minute. I did.
Back on here, I guess. Hold on.
Here I had this. A lady sent me this, a Fender bass, and it was, it was fine. It was a black Fender bass. She's like, "Hey, I'm a friend of, or I like Steve Harris. Can you convert that to a Steve Harris bass for me?" So here it is, hanging on her wall, and you can see the reflection of the other panels in the body.
Holy shit!
Wow.
I'm on focus.
That's sick.
And I did.
It's just strange. I don't want to cut you off, Ron, but it's just strange to me. Like, he touts himself as a guitar channel, and he's just throwing people away that have so much shit that they could be talking about and showing and supplying the channel. And it's like, no big deal. No, I'm going to do it on my own.
Well, I did 2 guitars for him too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Ron, do you remember Patty?
Yeah. She was there when I first got there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi, Patty. It's been a long time.
Patty's great.
Let me show
Patty
you.
in the back.
Yep.
I do love that this started out as everybody just sort of talking about how Ron got the shaft, and then poof, he's in the show. It shows you how quickly word can spread.
Paul, how long were you on JB TV?
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to say a couple of years. A year. I mean, I started out as basically the mosquito in Nesdal's ear. I think he pulled me in there to be part of something to just sort of annoy Dave, because Dave wanted to be very credible. I honestly do. I honestly believe that's what I was there to do. And I never wanted to. I never wanted to annoy Dave, but Dave was annoyed and thought I was trying to take his spot on the show, which is like, I don't want to take anybody's spot on anything. I mean,
Well, I should have realized something was wrong because I don't know how long Robbie had been on before I got there. So it was Robbie, then me, then 40 Grit came on. And the second day I was on the show that Saturday showing, some of the guitars and photos. And then Robbie sent me a text and he's like, hey, Johnny's going to want you back on the show again. I'm like, oh, okay. Because, well, he wants to replace me. So it's probably going to be you replacing me. That was like the second day I was there. I was like, oh, okay. What'd I just step into? And then what had happened is I ended up getting this Helix floor unit, the big floor unit.
Yep.
And I had it hooked up and Robbie was playing an acoustic. I, honest to God, didn't know. I thought I was the only one hearing it through my headphones. So Robbie's singing this song to this girl. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I start jamming with him. And then he's like, that's it. That's the most disrespect ever. Blah, blah, blah. I'm out of here. And then he came back after that. But one night there was me, Johnny, 40 and Robbie. And I forget what happened. And Robbie's just like that. You know what? I'm done. I got to go. I'll see you later. And he never came back. And then 40 just left with him. I think he was on one or two shows after that. Then he never came back either.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Weird.
Here's the first one I did for Johnny. It's color shifting paint. Okay. And it's actually a movie, but
It's transitioning. Wow.
Oh, shit, dude.
That's sick.
so it was October 24. There you go.
Can I ask the question?
Yeah.
That we all want to ask the elephant in the room.
Johnny pay you for it?
No.
I think we all knew that, right? We all
But
knew.
to be fair, I didn't ask for it either.
Yeah.
No,
you
I
don't
understand.
say.
I understand.
But
And
did the words escape his mouth that said, "Dude, what do I owe you for this?"
What do I owe you for this?
I don't think so.
No, come on.
No, I don't think he did. And then I did.
No.
If you see that
No, he didn't.
that Beretta special right there on the floor, the Hollow Flash,
Yeah.
I did one like this for him just about 2 months ago.
No.
Oh man. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way.
But he
I'll
had a
take
black
that
he had a
back
black
and
one of
forth.
these, and I did it for him, and then sent it back to him.
Man.
Dude,
Give it away now. Give it away.
I did this one. This is my predator blood.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
hell yeah.
There you go, Beesman.
Dude, that's the shit.
Fuck yeah.
It's made in Japan, King V.
Jackson King V.
And if you look here, you see the two different, little paint on this side and a lot more on this side. But when they come down the body, look, they almost went completely uniform.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Man,
sick.
that is the shit.
So I tried to do a handprint here, but I didn't have enough on my hands. And then I cleared this with that. It's automotive supercar show wet clear is what I use. So
Dude.
I
Well
did it on the actually the pickups had it, but I ended up swapping out the pickup. The rings have it, pickup rings. Did the headstock. So
Fuck yeah.
and then what I did is 2 pickups, back pickup, both neck, volume, and a kill switch.
Is
No
it normal to have the blood rushing to the tip of my penis right now looking at this?
Man, Beesman.
That's pretty sweet, Ron.
Dude, the guitar is amazing, Ron.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
job.
that one's friggin'
I've got so many that I've done. I did crackle finishes for 2 of mine that my son-in-law ended up getting.
Is this your brother?
It's my brother from another mother. That's what I say.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He's been watching us for a while.
Yeah.
We were wondering if you guys were related.
No. Would like to be, but we're not. But
You can move to
so
Kentucky.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And to show you the Italian in me, here is me and my uncle Green Mancini. But look at him down there. Hold on, focus in, will you? little mustache there.
It's got the espresso.
Yeah.
Espresso.
That's an avocado.
There he is in 1931. Looks like Joe Piscopo.
Man, we need to go back to those times, looking like just badass dudes.
Well,
You got the right suit, Jay. You could do it.
Yeah. I'll just wear the same suit every day.
Go zoot suit.
suit.
Fucking Tommy gun.
Yeah,
I don't really give my Tommy gun don't.
So yeah, it was just I was raised that way.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually ran the mob for about 30 years from
There's
Canton,
no
Ohio
mob.
to Youngstown, Ohio. So,
What's that?
No mob. You know that, Ron.
No
What?
mob.
There is no mob. There's no such thing as a
I know. Well, he's gone now, so I can say it. But at his funeral, there was everybody handing envelopes to my aunt,
Of course.
and they were going up, all kissing him on both sides of his face. And every one of those guys had black pinstripe suits on and wearing sunglasses.
Indoors.
And there must have been 12 of them. And they never didn't speak really to anybody but my aunt. And 1959. What was the average house price then? 4,000?
Yeah.
Something like that. He had a little gear shop, just him and another guy. So in 1959, he built a new home for my aunt that cost him then $100 and some thousand. Now, how you get that from a little gear shop?
Loyal customers.
So yeah, and during the Depression, I got to find that photo. During the Depression, he had two Duesenberg 12 cylinders, one for him and one for my aunt. So
I have no idea what that is.
it's a big
Duesenberg's
car,
It's a luxury car.
gigantic car with a 12 cylinder in it.
Damn.
And it has the big chrome pipe sticking out of the hood side and this big spare tire.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
see
Ron,
them in old movies.
Ron,
Yeah.
while it's on my brain, I mean, the shit you're painting, would it be like child's play to paint a John Petrucci Picasso? His old Ibanez signature? You know what I'm talking
First
about?
one, the one that's like the maroon and pink and that one.
Yeah, it's got the yellow, blue, green.
How they do that is with stencils. So they'll put the one color on, put the stencil, paint the next color, stencil. So yeah, it's not that hard. You just have to have the stencils.
Oh, how can you get those?
Cricket.
Yeah, Cricut machine.
I don't know what that is either.
I don't care.
I'm useless tonight. Just send me out.
Yeah, it's a vinyl cutting machine. I got that. I got a 3D printer. I'm doing a guitar for Laz.
Sorry, we don't
for
mean to
his
laugh.
giveaway. And I took it. It's a Kramer Pacer Classic, and he's actually got probably around $1,000 in this guitar total.
And he's giving it. Laz is giving it away.
Neil
Yeah.
Daly.
Wow, he's going to beat Johnny with the first guitar giveaway.
Well, he wanted a kill switch in it, so I had to drill a kill switch
Is
in
it
it.
a Tessie switch, right? Hopefully.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
You got a Tessie-
UTP-15
got a
code?
Tessie-
The
Tessie
UTB 15.
It's got a Tessie switch. He got 2 Seymour Duncans for it. I routed it out so it's a full floating Floyd. 2 push-pull pots, 1 tone, and then a 6-way freeway switch. It's about that freaking big. I had to route out something inside the cavity to get the switch to fit in there.
That's 6-way. That's like Beesman.
So it's going to be there's going to be like a 24 combinations on this thing you could do when it's done. Plus, I'll show you the fret. I did the frets and everything too.
We're going full bore here.
This is like Steve Anderson 101.
This is an actual guitar show.
Yeah, it's still in the fucking. Yeah, it's still in
So
there.
this was red because the guitar is red. It was red, so I sanded down and put the new logo on it and made it so you can't see the logo or the seam on it. Looks like it was from the factory. Did all the frets on it.
Laz is giving this away, you said?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the shit. Good for Laz. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, we got to get back to something that Ron was talking about before with those guys didn't get any new equipment until they left. dude, go back and look at the production of some of those earlier shows. Like there's only so much I can do, but like I bought a fucking webcam for this. I bought a microphone. Like I bought things and tried to make my room look somewhat like, as good as I could without like transforming everything. And there were times where I was like, I was telling my wife this back in there. I'm like, I kind of think I should tell Johnny that he's got to do something with like the production of the look of everything. And she's like, don't fucking do that. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I should.
Spoke to him.
Well, he does have the studio built now.
Now he does, of course. Yeah. And we could turn that around and say, oh, Johnny really didn't upgrade his shit until we all left. So it's kind of like.
Paul does make a good point. When was the last time anyone talked to him? Like,
I mean, Ron's the last one to talk to him.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks ago.
But did you talk to him on the phone?
No. Well, you mean then?
No, like over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
How were those conversations? Because I've had those with him too.
Not bad, really.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked. Actually, I mean, it wasn't every week, but like if he was out somewhere and because I'm a fan of Jackson and Charvel, so if he would go out and find something, he'd call me up and say, hey, look here on this website. This is what I'm looking at. Or he would try it.
Can you buy it for me?
But yeah, I mean, it's just, like I said, I was having a blast. I didn't think anything was wrong. I really didn't. Other than when he started like, well, we're not going to do the bench shows now. It was because he changed the name to Wednesday Workbench.
Bench press.
It was Wednesday Workbench. Now all of a sudden, well, I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to do it late at night by myself. But he knew that was the one that would because that's the one I love doing.
Sure.
I mean, you can ask MPN and Billy Ray and anybody. So I love to show people how to fix stuff. Yeah. What I do, I mean, you see right here where it's, would you like to donate guitar parts? People ask me about that all the time. They think I'm asking for me. In a way, I am. I had to retire, medically retire. I've had back surgery, need another one, got all kind of knees bad. And weightlifting, I'll tell you what, anybody that's younger, that's lifting weights, do it the right way. Do it the right way, because what I would do, I mean, I was bench pressing 500 pounds, 10 reps, okay? I had 23.5-inch biceps, 63-inch chest, and 36-inch waist. I'd have to get my wife to get the pictures out, but I was built like Goldberg.
Jesus Christ!
Except I had long hair. So,
all natural, of course, right, Ron?
Well, I wasn't. I wanted to be the Ultimate Warrior, but yeah, because I had the long hair. I had the long hair and all that stuff. So, but I used to ride around my Harley with a leather vest on and blue jeans and no shirt, and it was it was just fun to do.
Just commanding respect.
But I will say, if you guys are lifting weights, do it the right way. Because I didn't do that. There we go. I didn't do it. That's like work on your arms, wait a day, work on something else, rest. Not me. I was arms. I would go to, I couldn't lift a drink. Next day, right back at it. I never did the rest period. I just kept going and going and going. Because my workout with curls, of course, it had the bar, it went around the top of your stomach, and you put your elbows into it.
Beesman's hard right now.
200. I did 3 sets of 10 at 250 pounds. That was my normal workout for curls.
My God. Ron, I lift almost every day, but I'm 45. I don't go crazy. I'd never bench over.
Zeke, I just got here. Another Bean Show host quit.
I didn't quit.
No. Do you remember Bozique?
No, I don't remember that one. No.
He might have left when we all failed.
Well, Ron,
I think.
No, go ahead, Paul. Go ahead, Paul.
Jay got it right. It was Texas Joe that did it. It was when he started inviting Texas Joe and not telling anybody that Texas Joe was coming. And it got to the point where everybody else was just kind of like between Texas Joe and Symmetry. And by the way, I like Symmetry. But it was when he just started inviting in, it became a freak show.
It already was. It became even more of a freak show.
It was out of control at that point, and nobody could get a word in edgewise outside of Texas Joe. And he was just out of his fucking mind. So everybody just kind of was like, oh, I don't have time for this. Like Jay's right. There's a certain amount of time and energy that you put into it. And yes, Jay, we should all acknowledge you worked very hard on the show. I'm sure you got a gold star on your forehead. Everybody knows.
To go right to bed after those shows. I was so mentally exhausted.
People put, you put whatever you put into it for no thanks. And then slowly when it's like any other barnacle, when it uses up whatever proteins it's going to eat, and then it just pushes you aside when it's done. And the Texas Joe thing was enough to get everybody to just go, all right, that's, like, look, I love Mancuda, but Mancuda is grating on some people, and he knows it.
Yeah.
He knows it. But Mancuda at least showed a modicum of respect and understood that there was a little bit of a format to the show, and there were times when he had to shut up and play along with everybody. And he gets it. He understands that. Like, it's a character. Texas Joe wasn't a character. It was just a thing. It just came in.
Yeah, I never saw any of the shows with.
It's a character, all right.
The only one I watched with Mancuda was the last one he was on. So.
Yeah, John was, John knew how to push
Robbie.
Robbie.
This is a class for you.
Robbie.
That's for you.
I bet that surprised him.
So, Ron, in all seriousness, though, I know you feel a little disrespected, but it wasn't. You've done so much for John, and everyone sees it. Like the whole community, John Bean. Everyone in the community sees it. It's really cool to have you a part of it, and all the shit that you do. So, it's not for nothing. So, don't feel too bad.
That's what I was saying about the thing about the parts. Until I retired, I covered it all myself. I would go to like pawn shops and buy guitars and then buy all the parts and rebuild them and give them out to like special need kids, or I work with a bunch of schools, music schools that come in and be like, they'll call me up, say, Ron, can you fix this guitar for this guy, for this kid? Or sadly, it's usually an unwed mother or a divorced mom and a kid, and they can't afford it. So what I would do is just rebuild the guitars and give it to them. And then I have a couple of schools that call, and they're like, hey, Ron, this guy's got this guitar. It's been in the closet for 45 years. Can you work on it? And I don't charge anything for that. And I don't charge anything for the parts because I was always covering it myself. But since I had to medically retire, I can't do that. So I have it on here now. And there has been a lot of people, and I owe that to Johnny because he let me put that on his show.
It's the least he can
and
do.
Bring that up. And I've had a lot of people donate guitars, full guitars to give away, kind of parts, everything. And that's what I do with it. Some go to veterans. I give one to a homeless guy and that was my own guitar. It was a Epiphone 335, but it had cross inlays on it, like Tony Iommi's guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So I always called it the church guitar. Well, I play heavy metal. We were comparing the article we were in an article with Lita Ford, and they're like, well, if you like Metallica, Slayer, and Alice Cooper, so that's the kind of stuff I play.
Fuck yeah.
And
so,
Lita Ford's tits. Yeah. We're in.
So I'm thinking, well, I don't need this 335. And this guy was a homeless guy, and I'd seen him a couple of times. I bought him a meal a couple of times, and he was sitting there one day, and I happened to have a guitar in the car. And he's like, oh, I used to play. I'm like, yeah. He goes, I used to play for the church. And I thought, well, you know what? I got the church guitar. That's what I called it. So I went home and got it and gave it to him. And that guy went back to the church. He's now no longer homeless, and he's the lead guitar player for the church band.
Wow.
So, and he's still playing that. He calls it the church guitar, but it's an Epiphone. It's a Studio Dot Epiphone. and but it just had the cross inlays up the fretboard. So that's what he's using.
Man.
Ron, we have to put you in touch with Cheeks
Okay.
about his cigar box guitars. So hell yeah.
He actually made me a goalie stick guitar. Yeah,
I have,
pretty wicked.
there's another gentleman on Johnny's show who did a lot of support for Johnny and for me for that. And he bought a guitar, sent it to me for me to work on and give it out. Hold on.
CC, right?
CC DeVille.
CC Peniston.
CC Peniston. Yeah, there it is. CC Sabathia.
Made in Japan, Jackson. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Guys, I don't know if I'm going to be able to to wrap my head around anything.
Was it CC that donated it?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Matter of fact, I painted CC's guitar.
Yeah, CC's, he watches our stuff too.
I did. It was, those guys had it for a couple of years.
C.
Yes.
And so I ended up doing it for him. If I can find it.
That's what I'm doing.
So Paul, did you move all your guitars down with you to California?
California.
Yeah, they're all next to me right now.
It's a Beretta special white, got it striped up. I didn't actually copy one. I kind of did two of them. And then this is what it ended up as. And CC now has it.
Nice.
But everything I did to it is on purpose. Like the blurred lines, the scratches, will make it look like it's been played.
Yeah. Relic.
But the weird part is the back is still white. Didn't stripe the back. And I got on my channel, I have a couple of videos of this because Beretta Special is just one pickup and one knob. But I put a kill switch in it. Wait a minute. Let's see if I put a kill switch in it up there, and a three-way switch right there with one pickup. So what happens now in the down position, you have just the pickup sound, which that one is the Kramer Eruption from Gibson. That's the pickup that's in it.
Or Euruption, as Johnny calls it. Euruption.
And I put two different capacitors on it. So the middle position, you're hearing the pickup with one capacitor, and the forward position, you're hearing the same pickup with the other capacitors. You're getting three different sounds out of a single pickup.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, this one is a made in Japan Jackson from 1990, and this is going to be going someone. So it's a performer. So
that's a nice guitar.
I guess Renus doesn't like that eruption pickup.
The flux capacitor.
Yeah. Wait, so Paul, how many guitars do you have? Somebody mentioned it earlier about 152, 100 something, and then you said something about how many you have.
I only have 40.
Oh,
only.
No, I mean, when you start talking about hundreds and hundreds of guitars, and the suck part is I can't play any of them, but I still have the Max Baronet.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's your retirement.
That could be, it's a good retirement guitar.
How much are those worth? What do you mean? What are you going here?
They're 5-figure guitars right now.
Damn.
He's the one that made, he's the one that made Slash's Les Paul.
Yeah, he made one of Slash's. He's made Max used to make
is that one?
vintage Les Pauls out of a year appropriate wood.
This is my dad. This is my dad's 1959 Les Paul Jr.
Oh,
damn. He bought new. It's got it's worn, obviously.
Yeah, you want to fix that.
It's all original, and I was offered $12,000 for it, and I have the amp that he bought with it, the Fender amp too, and it still works. It's all original.
Hell yeah,
man!
Guy came down here and literally threw $12,000 on my bar and said, "I want the guitar and amp," and I just couldn't sell it because when he was doing that, my dad had gotten sick,
Oh yeah.
And that was the very first guitar I learned to play on 5 years old.
Yeah, it's not like you just have that guitar.
Yeah.
You got it from somewhere. Like it was your dad's, and you learned to play. Like, yeah, you got to hold on to that shit. You kidding?
But I got to admit though, it was hard. It was hard to sit there with $12,000 sitting on the bar, that far from my hand.
Oh, I bet.
Not want to take it. But
So, Paul, you had that Max Baronet Les Paul. Did you have it appraised, or did you get some sort of estimated value of it?
I've got the paperwork from when they bought the wood, the receipt from Max, and then Dave Johnson did some finish work on it.
Johnson.
So I've got his canvas. He does a canvas that he does for authenticity, and had a long and detailed conversation with Howie Huberman, who was Max's best friend, to verify the authenticity of the guitar. So it's valid, and I got an offer for it when I first got it for $22,000 and passed on.
Wow.
And he's since passed, right?
Yes.
Which makes it even more valuable.
And it's a replica, so it's not one of the Max kit guitars that he made toward the end where he had to put his own name on the headstock. It's a replica of a 59. It was based off of Pete Townsend. Pete Townsend's Les Paul Deluxe was the template for it.
Wow.
So Max he had an old jig, and it's old growth wood with Brazilian rosewood fingerboard, and it was made exactly the way they made him in 1959, which is why Max is dead. Because he used all the chemicals and all the same stuff that they made back in the day to build these guitars, the plasticizers and all the animal glues and chemicals that are now illegal.
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 And that's why Max and Derek are both dead. They got cancer from being exposed to those chemicals.
Yeah, that sucks.
But no, don't do it. Dude, can you look at my eyes? Go back. Oh my God.
So it's not my favorite guitar, but it's certainly the best guitar.
Oh man.
How many Ernie balls do you have left?
One.
The pink one?
Nope. I saved the red one because it was an artist relations guitar. I don't know who owned it. Ernie Ball won't tell you who owned it, but they will just say that it was sent off to artist relations. So somebody that was an endorsee had it at one point. And it's a beautiful top, and it was the first one that I ever got. So I was like, I hung on to that one.
Who could it have been? Back then, I mean, there were
only like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
It was like the guy from Baby Animals, Sammy, Eddie. I think one of the guys from, I don't know, it was a Private Life, the band that Eddie produced.
Yeah.
I think he got one. I have no idea who else, but that's the only one I hung on to. It plays well.
So, yeah.
Cantrell got a couple.
Cantrell has some.
Blue Cantrell.
Is there a possibility? Did Sammy ever keep the red Music Man he played on stage? That was his, right?
Yeah, I don't know who it belonged to. I just know it was an artist relations guitar, and the top is great, and it plays great. So that was the one I just hung on to. It was the first one I ever got, so I just hung on to it. But yeah, that's the only Ernie Ball I have left. I sold the rest of them. Man. Needed it.
Yeah.
Now I think I told you guys. You guys went through the whole phase with me where I was not into Les Pauls for anymore, and then all of a sudden I got way back into Les Pauls and started buying them again. And now I have there's a row on my left side and a row on my right side of cases that I pulled out of that closet behind me. In case I got to take pictures in case I have to sell some if I end up hard up for money because I need a job.
Paul, what's your favorite guitar?
Too.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Jay?
Don't listen to me right now.
Oh, okay.
Just everything, just ignore it.
Paul, what's your favorite guitar you have?
Probably my Gretsch White Falcon.
Is that readily available?
As a matter of fact,
Yeah. You've never seen a White Falcon before?
I like the Flying V White Falcon, the Gibson.
I'd love to see it.
Paul's disappearing into the fucking shadow.
In the darkness, the abyss. While Paul's grabbing that, Ron, what's your favorite guitar?
Well,
It's got to be hard to pick out of 150 something.
well, I don't play it, but I'll show it to you. Hold on.
Yes, please.
See you, Brendan.
Later, cheeks.
I'll
Night,
flip to the
cheeks.
camera.
Smooches, baby.
The
Yet.
the Sandoval right there.
Use that angle. That's the
what? I'm sorry.
The Carl Sandoval polka dot V.
Oh, from Charvel.
Well, yeah, when he worked for Charvel, but he made the one for Randy, and then that right next to it is the J Frog ESP Bones. So,
why does Carl Sandoval sound like a baseball player from like the 50s? Right? Carl Sandoval. That's a great name. Carl Sandoval.
He was actually playing in the World Baseball Classic.
Hey, did who won tonight? Did USA sneak in?
Italy scored 5 runs, so USA is good.
Paul, for some reason, I thought that had a white fretboard, but I guess not.
No,
Sway
it's
Italy.
ebony.
So did he.
No, that's ebony.
Hell yeah.
These are this is the same guitar Billy Duffy plays.
I bet
I
that
have a
thing
Billy
sounds
Duffy.
fucking awesome.
I have a Billy Duffy signature one, which is the exact same guitar except for with a gold hardware, all silver.
That's awesome.
What year is that?
I don't even know. It's a reissue though. These are this was based on the 70s, Gretches, which were not exactly the best guitars back then. The reissues are way better than the actual original, which is often the case, as you know. Everybody likes to talk about having vintage guitars, but overall guitars are made significantly better than they were back then.
Yeah.
And especially but if you're gonna have a hollow body, Gretsch White Falcon is, they called it the Cadillac of guitars back in the day, and it's because it's got you'll notice it's got a little Cadillac tailpiece.
Oh yeah.
So the tailpiece is on it is like very elegant Cadillac style, and then the Billy Duffy one that I have has the Bigsby tremolo on it. So I have one of each.
Hell yeah.
You know what's nuts, boys? I've never held a guitar like that style guitar.
Really?
I've never held one.
Do you want
Oh,
to?
they're magic.
I mean, looking at it right now, like I actually like that. I'm not saying I would like play that, on camera, but
I think it looks badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are it's what Chet Atkins and Brian Setzer, and it's that rockabilly twang guitar. If you're looking for Dwayne Eddy, that old school slide filth. The only problem with it is that because it's a hollow body and the Filtertronics pickups, the Filtertrons are so loosely wound that when you crank this thing up and crank up an amplifier, you get a shitload of feedback if you don't throw any rags or something inside the body of the guitar to deaden it.
Brian, remember the band Osiva from Poughkeepsie, New York, by any chance?
Absolutely.
I remember the first time I saw them, their one guitar player, I think his name was Chris. He played a guitar like that in a fucking metal band.
Crunchy. Yeah.
I was like, look at, and then Jutt, the singer, had he played a Steinberger
Did he?
back then. Yeah. Another guy who regretted selling it.
Well, think about Dave Grohl. He plays a 335. Wolfgang. He plays a semi-hollow body. But they're big. Some of those Gibson hollow bodies are thick.
Are they? I couldn't imagine like jumping around on stage and playing metal with one of those fucking things.
Yeah.
A lot of bands like Hanoi Rocks and Jet Boy and some of those sleaze bands back in the day play those. And Izzy Stradlin played one. Malcolm Young played them.
Yep, Malcolm.
They have that Gretsch has there are certain guitars that the minute you hear them when they're mic'd up and you strum it, you know exactly what it sounds like. Of all the guitars I have, there's something about the Gretsch that is just fuller and I'm a Les Paul guy. These are all Les Pauls over here. And then the rest of the other mutts are over here.
Is
Yeah.
Cammy B in the chat? Cameron.
Yeah, Cammy B's here. Where you been?
What's up, dude? I haven't had the chat going on my screen. I've been just staring into oblivion.
He's been here since the beginning of the show. You just noticed now he's here?
Why so? Oh, leave me alone right now.
I broke my back.
That's the shit.
Man.
So Ron, just so you know, on this channel, we like to just hang and have fun. 90% of the time, we don't even have an idea what we're going to talk about. We just come in and hang out, shoot the shit, whatever's comes to the top of the topic, we talk about it. We all play guitar, but
Beezen's coming out with 6 EPs.
yeah, Beesman's doing an album right now. Jay toured with on Ozfest back in 2005.
Which Sharon brought Ozfest back for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I commented on Ozfest posted about it, and I commented.
Ooh.
What'd you say? Did you say Gizmachi, the return of Gizmachi?
I just put hashtag Gizmachi, and 2 people liked it.
You were one of them.
I wasn't one of them for once. Dude, we couldn't do it anyway. There's no fucking way possible.
She's going to be up against it though, because Danny Wimmer has all those festivals that are just massive.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, welcome to Rockville and the one in Ohio, and then they have Aftershock here in Northern California.
Yeah.
You know, there are so many of those festivals that are going around for Sharon to get talent. Going to be difficult now.
Well, there'd have to be, the headliner would have to be fucking huge.
Well, I mean, Aftershock is 4 days here, and they've got Tool on one of the days as a headliner. So, I mean,
yeah, so you'd have to get like Slipknot or something.
Or Pantera.
Pantera's
Well,
not ready to headline.
I heard, and I don't know how true it is, but I heard that Metallica was willing to do some of it too.
Oh, well.
Oh.
There you go.
Metallica plays once every 2 weeks for a weekend, and they're all fly-in gigs now. They don't do Metallica will not. Their touring days, their long, grueling touring days are over. They're like 1 week on, 2 weeks off. You know, they're going to do that thing at the Sphere next year. My buddy Marco is on their road crew, and he said,
how much are tickets for that fucking thing?
Fucking
4
expensive.
digits.
Huh?
4 digits. You're paying over $1,000 for a good seat.
Who wants to go? We're going to give it away.
But Metallica gets 7 figures, man. I mean, it's ridiculous what they get, because they're fucking Metallica.
Hey, Patty.
I don't know what she's doing.
So I think it's gonna be difficult for Sharon to she's not what she once was as far as a huge talent, draw. The game has changed. Now she might still have some sway, but I don't know that she's gonna get, and I don't know that Ozfest is, they brought back Lollapalooza too, and that didn't do what people thought it would.
Shit, right?
Right.
Doesn't Sharon have a new son-in-law that's tied to Slipknot?
Yeah, but Slipknot's not a fucking festival headliner.
What? I think Beesman was about to fucking blow out of his chair.
They're not a festival headliner. Do you know who's headlining festivals now? My Chemical Romance. Bring Me the Horizon. Those are bands that are headlining festivals now. The Slipknots and the Mudvaynes,
Korn,
all that.
So that's a whole different level.
You know who could probably headline is System of a Down. System of a Down could headline one day of those festivals because they haven't been around in forever and stuff. But finding headliners now are not like they used to be. They're different bands now. It's a different vibe. It's weird. The game has changed, and these festival shows are massive now. They're 3 or 4 day festivals with 160 bands.
Bad Bunny. I still can't believe that's a real thing.
Ron, have you been to any shows recently?
No, not recently. Nope.
Have you been on any shows recently?
It's been a long time. Been a long time.
What bands do you listen to? Like, what's your shit? Since you played metal, like, what's your?
Well, I've always have been and always will be a Black Sabbath fan. It's just that I just love that kind of style. Metallica, Pantera, obviously, Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh shit!
Beastman. Woo!
Pantera, A7. What do you like?
I mean,
the new
if-
Avenged Sevenfold or like the old shit?
I like the old stuff.
Hell yeah.
Matter of fact, if you like Avenged Sevenfold, okay,
He does.
check out my son's band, Faith in Failure. They're on YouTube. Go to the official Faith in Failure and listen. And I mean, my
Beastman's
my
right
son
on his
is
underwear.
he's the lead guitar. He's the founding member, lead guitarist. He's wrote all the songs. He's got a master's from Berkeley in guitar.
Damn.
So yeah, Steve Vai taught one of his classes. I was like a guest teacher. He basically took the same stuff Steve did. Yeah, but if you go on Facebook, it's the official Faith in Failure.
Yeah, Brian, go on your Facebook.
I don't have Bookface, but
I
but I'll scope it out on.
Or not Faith. I'm sorry, YouTube.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I just wrote it down. I'll check it out. Hell yeah.
We got a question for Paul here.
The best question of the night. And the best person to ask this question to.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no effort to push rock out of the mainstream. Mainstream rock was big in the 2000s. It just wasn't. Billy Corgan was doing a band called Zwan in the 2000s, and they sucked.
It's true.
So no. Hold on. I thought Billy Corgan was talking about the early 90s, early 90s. It wasn't the early 2000s. He's talking about pushing glam rock and just hard rock out of the grunge.
Bad glam rocks killed glam rock.
That's true.
Bad bands like fucking Rocks Gang and Snatch and Sea Hags. All bands that I have over here on these racks. All bands that I have
off the streets.
There's no that bad hair metal and the record industry milking that tit dry is what killed that music. And by the way, all right. And by the way, also great bands like Jane's Addiction and Warrior Soul.
Warrior Soul.
I never even heard of Warrior Soul.
You've never heard of Warrior Soul? Good band. Great band. Should have been
Right
huge.
on your underwear, Beastman.
That's a poster I'm having made. That's my son right there.
Well, let me biggie size it here.
It's like Jim Root.
It does look like Jim Root.
Yeah, a little bit.
But Paul, a lot of these genres go away in 10 years.
Yeah, no, there hasn't been a rock movement since nu metal.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a new rock movement because what I like to call the Creed of the Week syndrome happened, and that is if 1 is good, then 10 is better, and 15 is way too fucking many.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can kind of you could throw the genty Meshuggah type shit. Not as big, obviously, as nu metal, but you know.
Yes, but Charlie Benante did blast beats before anybody, and Gene Hoglan did blast beats before anybody.
About the Meshuggah shit, the crazy time stuff.
Yeah, but that's just prog.
Yeah, prog.
That's just prog metal, and that's already been done too. Killing Joke did stuff like that before Meshuggah. And don't get me wrong, I like Meshuggah and I like Strapping Young Lad and I like some of that extreme stuff. But that shit ate itself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You don't want to blame grunge. You don't want to blame, whatever that thing was that Incubus was. That style of music, that sort of. And then there's the emo screamo thing that happened, the Deftones and Korn, which is still nu metal, but that whisper vocal thing, and rap rock.
Rick Allen blast beats.
You what?
Rick Allen blast beats.
But so that stuff was already done. So I don't know that you can blame anything but the oversaturation. Everything eats itself. Everything is good. Everything peaks. Everything goes, and it's rare that it comes back around. I think it's interesting that people care for whatever reason that Sebastian Bach is singing for Twisted Sister. Like, great, fantastic. If you want to go to the show and have a great time and have fun, that's fantastic. But
you think he'll paint his face and wear the outfit?
I doubt it.
Oh, that would be the shit.
I bet he. I take that back. I bet he does on a couple of shows just for the just to take the piss for it.
That'll be the shit.
I bet he does it just for the fun of it. But the big thing now is Godsmack has reunited with new members. Stone Temple Pilots are out on the road again.
On the road again.
System of a Down is the big thing that everybody's looking for.
Who's singing for STP?
Chester Bennington.
That's Scott Weiland, right?
Jeff Goot.
Who is it?
His name is Jeff Goot.
Jeff Goot.
G-U-T-T. And they're all right. Yeah, they're all right. Stone Temple Pilots is a band that was better. If you go back and listen to some of that stuff, and especially their live stuff, way better than they got credit for.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They were like, as to use an old reference, they were like the Who, where the Who had the indignity of having to come up at the same time as the Beatles, the Stones, Led Zeppelin, and Black Sabbath. So somebody had to be the fourth or fifth band, even though the Who is brilliant and every bit as brilliant as any of those other bands. When you had Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, and Nirvana, and even Candlebox got more run.
That first Candlebox record, man, is fucking great.
Well produced.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then then you start talking about the industrial shit, the Nine Inch Nails and Ministry. And there were so many things happening in the early 90s that the idea of seeing Stevie Rochelle from Tough on stage was no longer
it wasn't tough anymore.
Right. It was no longer a thing. It was even Poison tried to get serious. Which was a good record. The record they made with Richie Kotzen was a good record, but nobody takes them seriously because of the way they looked.
That was my issue with a lot of those bands. Like, most of your fans are probably gonna, you're not gonna get any new fans playing that style of 80s music when the grunge hit. But the fans that are gonna stick around, they don't want you to change into that. Grunge fans are not gonna be your fans. Right. It's the hardcore ones that are gonna stick around. You gotta at least try to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, but it's not new though. Let's go back a few years and Kiss and Aerosmith and Judas Priest all became hair bands.
Mm-hmm.
Kiss took off their makeup and started wearing fluorescent clothing. And that's not what it was. It was silly. Judas Priest during their turbo years was silly. They looked ridiculous. And Aerosmith during the Permanent Vacation and Pump Time were a little bit more glammy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Than they were. They were not. Aerosmith was a denim and leather sleaze rock band, and all of a sudden they've got poofy hair. So yes, we know Richie Kotzen was banging Ricky Rocket. Richie Kotzen turns out to be the most talented guy in Poison, and nobody cares.
Right.
Like the Winery Dogs is a fantastic band. Richie Kotzen is a phenomenal singer. He's one of the best singers you've ever heard, and he's a better guitar player. I mean, he's super talented guy, should be a huge star, but because he was in Poison and because he was in Mr. Big, nobody cares. They look at him as that guy. He's always going to be painted with that brush. And it's unfortunate that a lot of those guys, I'm surprised that Nuno has been able to sort of reinvent himself, because Extreme were never a hair band, but damned if they didn't get lumped in with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Isn't he Rihanna's guitarist?
He was.
Yeah. He still goes out and tours with her if she asks for him. That's
Nuno,
a big check, man.
Do you think the reason is because Kotzen doesn't play the style of music that he was known for? That he hit the scene, he was a fucking hair metal guitar player.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't play anything like that. And, Nuno at least still plays extreme shit.
He plays way more soulful now. He plays more bluesy, soul, funk.
Yes, I don't want to hear that. Like the Richie Kotzen I remember, you know?
Yeah, but how many little can you hear?
I'm just saying, when you become a fan, like, it's almost like put it in with a band. A band, they started out as heavy metal. That's how I liked them. Then all of a sudden they turned to fucking country music. Like, you're playing a whole different style than when I became a fan of you. That's all.
But Beastie Boys started out as a hardcore band and then turned out to be one of the greatest hip hop acts of all time. So, I mean, and the Goo Goo Dolls were a hardcore band too, and so was Sugar Ray. They were all real heavy bands. That first Sugar Ray record, Lemonade and Brownies.
Sugar Ray record is the shit, man.
Shit, that's on RPM. Fucking rules,
dude.
Mean Machine. Those are
Machine hits.
Yeah, but
dude, you want to fucking drive during that song.
Wasn't there like Brownies and Lemonade or something?
Lemonade and Brownies, yeah.
I had a buddy of mine that worked for Nickelback's record label, and he said, I would love to hate Nickelback, but they paid for the addition of my house. Like, you can't shit on that stuff. You know, in the end, it is a business. Gene Simmons said it. Whoever sells the most wins. It's a business. You want to make art, you want to do that and give that away for free. But if you want to make commerce in the business, you got to write something that people give a shit about. And at that point, and by the way, going back to some of those bands, those hair bands, there was a handful of them that were fantastic that came out too late.
Mm-hmm.
Tora Tora was a great band. Badlands was a great band. Blue Murder was a great band. Spread Eagle was a great band. There were a bunch of those bands that were really good.
I always feel like when Paul lists off band names, he makes one up on the spot and throws it in.
No. That's the suck part about it, is every one of those bad bands that I'm talking about, I probably own their catalog behind me.
I know you do.
The Banging Quaker.
The Brian Beesmans.
There are some terrible, terrible, terrible bands out there in every genre. And I think that by the time grunge happened, by the time Jane's Addiction happened in 1986.
Yeah, real
Soundgarden happened in 1986. They were the first. That's when we first started to hear that change in music. And Soundgarden sounded more like Black Sabbath and Zeppelin. You know, it was kind of a crossover when they first came out. And then all of a sudden they got locked into that mid-tempo ballad thing because that's what sold records. I'd rather hear Get on the Snake or Big Dumb Sex than Fell on Black Days a million times.
Chris Cornell started off on drums.
They used to be on drugs. He started off on drugs.
Yeah, drums. And
there's another band that should have been huge, Mother Love Bone, but Andy couldn't get his shit together.
Yeah.
Or there would have been no Pearl Jam.
Yeah, but Mother Love Bone might have been better than Pearl Jam. We'll never know.
Nah, you know. First Pearl Jam record, man.
The first three Pearl Jam records are pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty massive records. And Pearl Jam is one of those bands that are like the Grateful Dead now. They can go out and tour and people follow them in vans. I mean, they've become a thing.
Yeah, put out like 2.5 good records fucking 30 years ago.
Doesn't matter.
35 years ago, and you're still, you can do no wrong in the fans' eyes. It's crazy.
Yeah, they haven't had a hit in 30 years, but doesn't matter. The hits that they did have back then.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you listen to, you know, if those drums kick into Why Go, you're in.
So good.
Yep.
You're in. And even some of their mellow stuff like Release is a phenomenal song.
Yeah.
Phenomenal song. So in the end, it was Alice Cooper who said it first, that I heard him say it first. He said, "That's all great. Where's the song?" Mm-hmm. And I think that's what happened to some of those hair bands is they stopped writing songs. Dokken, as dumb as they were, had some pretty good songs.
Mm-hmm.
Poison, as dumb as they are, had some pretty good songs. You know, they might have looked stupid, but those songs hold up. And that's why the retro tours do well.
Look stupid. You know how much pussy those guys got? Imagine having to fight it off.
Oh, Bret Michaels. Oof.
Jesus Christ. We talked about that. Was it last week's, 2 weeks ago show? If you could pick one era of when a band was in their heyday or whatever, or not even heyday, you can talk about longevity too. Like, what band would you want to be a part of? not because you loved their music or were a big fan of them, but just the lifestyle that they lived.
Def Leppard.
Picking Def Leppard?
Def Leppard. Def Leppard had the most incredible chicks backstage I've ever seen at a show. Ever. I mean, the Def Leppard and Bon Jovi were back in the 80s, backstage at a show. It was ridiculous. The ugliest woman in that room was better looking than the best woman you've ever seen. It's so stupid.
Ron, what about you? What band would you like to, if you could have been a part of it?
That's a hard question there, because I'm trying not to think of the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't think of the music. Just,
and I don't know. I'd have to say, well, it would have to be either Poison or Bon Jovi.
What is that?
It would have to be. If that's what you're looking for, yeah, that's.
Mine would be Motley Crue.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
I said Pantera, from like the beginning of Vulgar to the end of Far Beyond Driven, that period.
So you're talking like two and a half years.
Still, that would have been fucking 2.5 amazing years before fucking Phil fell off.
Yeah, but don't you want some kind of like a decade or 8-9 years of just you're on top of the world and just being a part of that, what was going on?
Just crushing uteruses? Is that
Motley
like
Crue, man. Paul, what's the story? Was it Nikki Sixx and Mick Mars had a contest to see who could not shower the longest on tour and see who still gets laid?
Yeah, Zach Wilde won that contest.
Did he?
Zach Wilde went like a month without showering. It's disgusting.
Yeah, well, one of the guys was it Mick. One of the guys in Motley Crue said that
it would have to be a Nicky Tommy thing, because Mick has always been sort of the quiet guy.
Tommy, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, but they said that girls were like throwing up.
Yeah.
That's how bad they smell.
At one point, Tommy took a burrito and shoved it around his dick to get the smell off. And then like wiped it off with the towel.
One of my friends is the guy in the dirt. One of my friends is the guy in the dirt that was doing rails with Motley Crue off the board in Toronto.
Oh my God.
In the book, there's a story of them when they go into a radio station in Toronto, and I'm friends with that guy that was doing rails with them.
Couldn't keep up. How could he keep up?
No.
I want to know, was it a beef burrito or like a chicken burrito?
It was a red hot beef burrito.
I'd also have to say maybe Kiss in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to go back to the 70s, I mean, it's only two words you need to say, and that's Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin got every chick every time. I mean, Led Zeppelin actually, Lita Ford believes that Robert Plant actually wanted her to play bass in Led Zeppelin because he was trying to fuck her.
Well, you guys know the legend is that Robert Plant would wear the woman's shirt that he fucked the day before. He would wear the next day on stage.
Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome.
So all those shirts that he wore, those blouses, the button-up ones, or
game blouses.
We're from the girls that he banged the night before.
I think I told you the Robert Plant story on another show before. The one I used to date an English girl named Claire, who claims Robert Plant bought her tampons. So I believe the story. Yeah, now I have your attention. I believe the story because who fucking makes that story up?
Yeah.
She said she was 14 years old at an apothecary in England, and the tampons were too high for her to reach on the counter, on the shelf. So a hand came over the top of hers, and it was Robert Plant. He goes, "Let me get those for you, love." And she
went, bloody well right.
and she said, "Thank you." And he said, "No." And he insisted on paying for them.
Wow.
And I have to believe that story because who makes that story up?
That is so, yeah.
It's so
my wife
random.
can't even get me to buy tampons for her at the store.
You what?
My wife can't even get me to buy tampons for her at the store.
So he just Grubhubs it now. It's delivered right to the house.
Yeah, I was shocked at that story, but I believe every word of it, because if you're going to make up a story about Robert Plant, that's not going to be it.
Yeah.
Sure. Fuck yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for chicks, I mean, yeah, I'm sure Kiss got
I'm not talking about just chicks. That's not the entire thing.
Oh. You're just talking about what band, if you could be in any band ever?
Yeah, during
what
one.
you want to be?
Yeah. No, not like that. I'm talking about the whole lifestyle thing too, but it's not just the chicks. Like, it's not like who had the hottest chicks.
Yeah, but I'm thinking the back.
Like Motley Crue was like, they teetered that line of like creeping into heavy metal with some stuff, but they were still the hard rock. So they had that kind of edge to them. They were still glammy enough to be glam and be cool. And they were still hard enough to kind of like appease the, the ones.
The Y chromosomes.
Well, then I think we got to start talking about Van Halen.
But all the turmoil though during that,
What, you don't think there was turmoil between Motley Crue? Jesus Christ, their whole story is predicated upon hating each other.
That's true.
But the thing is, with Dave, I don't know if he allowed enough room on stage for anyone outside of Eddie, because his name was Van Halen. That's the thing, is, would that band be fun to, let's say, play bass for during the heyday? Probably be fun backstage, having fun, but on stage, Dave's like such an asshole.
Yeah.
Sometimes he would ruin the fun. I think that's what I get out of Van Halen. My favorite band in the world. But were some of those things just an act, or were they really fun, especially on stage?
Being David Lee Roth for 24 hours a day has to be exhausting.
Oh,
for anybody but David Lee Roth.
That's why he has zero friends.
It's a front. It's an imposter syndrome. If people found out that how insecure and hidden Dave is in the end, I mean, he's smarter than we think he is, but he's nowhere near as obnoxious in real life. A lot of those guys, like comedians like Dom Herrera or Sam Kinison, any of those guys, just chill. They're just chill off stage until you turn the microphone on. Turn the microphone on. You can't be that way 24/7. You can't be David Lee Roth all the time.
Yeah.
But I think Jay's right. I think Motley probably straddled the credibility line. Earlier in their career, they were more punk, much more, punk, glam, New York Dolls, Hanoi Rocks.
Come on, make one up. Come on.
No.
What about Wasp?
Wasp, fantastic. Loved Wasp. I love the first 5 Wasp records. Super underrated. Another band that doesn't get taken seriously because of how goofy they were on stage.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
And Striper.
Striper is a fantastic band.
Yeah.
Striper's a fantastic band. The guitar tones are phenomenal. The harmonies are phenomenal. Like, that band, if they weren't singing about the Jesus, they would have been massive.
Well, they tried that with Against the Law, so.
Which was not a bad record, but
no, but it went from one extreme to the other and no in between. I'm good friends with Tim Gaines. I've been friends with him for probably 15 years now.
Do you live in Arizona, Ron?
No, I'm in Ohio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, Michael lived in Massachusetts for a while. I mean, that band should have been big, but their shtick.
Do you think and the gimmick with all that shit?
Yeah.
But
I mean, the guitar tones, Jesus, that was as shredding as any. I would tell you that if you took the guitar tone from Oz Fox and Michael Sweet and put it up next to Dime Darrell, they're just about as aggressive. It's just
and Michael is not only a great singer but a great lead guitar player too.
Yeah, and the twin harmonies in that band were phenomenal.
Yeah.
No, Striper is a super underrated band. Who, I don't understand why people give Striper a hard time for singing about the Jesus when Dio can sing about dragons and wizards and they're equally silly.
Yeah, but Dio sounds cool doing it, doesn't he? It makes it sound kind of cool. We'll
Yeah,
play
the
Magic.
unfortunate part about Striper is they were too good looking for their own good, and the shtick was the wrong shtick.
Yellow and black.
Yeah, that's just silly.
Yeah, it was over the top.
It was silly, but Jesus, there are some, no pun intended, there are some good songs.
Striper had the shittiest ballad.
Yeah, they had a pretty bad ballad.
Yeah, you can't have a shitty ballad.
But that Against the Law record, to Ron's point, there's some good songs on that record, and a terrible cover of Shining Star.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Tim sold a bunch of his outfits and stuff from the yellow and black
From his wife's closet
on eBay. He had started his own store on eBay, and it sold out right away.
No, they had their moment. A band that opened for them that was a phenomenal band that should have done better. Hurricane.
I just go say Hurricane. Yeah.
Great tunes, man.
Yep.
Yeah, you and was it you and Mancuda, I think, turned me on to them.
Yep. Hurricane, four great records.
I gotta check them out.
Kelly Hansen is a fantastic singer. And Doug Aldrich was in Hurricane for a while.
Mm.
So another one of those bands that came in the late 80s that, again, for every decent band that came in the late 80s, there was a Bang Tango.
Bang Tango.
Paul, what do you think about the band Angel?
Now we're going back to Prague. Angel was a weird thing. If you could take, Angel was closer to Yes than they were to hard rock. A lot of keyboards.
Yeah. Well, Craig Giffria, Punky Meadows. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of keyboards, a lot of techno, a lot of Angel was closer to Styx than they were to the Black Sabbath.
KXM Rock is onto something.
I don't want the Angel catalog too.
I don't want to completely change the topic to fucking oranges and fucking guns.
What?
But look at this.
Oranges and guns.
No, I'm just saying I'm changing the topic. Look at this. He's onto something. If you could have one article of clothes, I don't want anybody's clothes.
I do.
But if you could have Michael Jackson's glove, how much do you think that would go for? Who has that?
I want
There's
David
one
Lee Roth.
Hall of Fame, I think.
I want some chaps from David Lee Roth.
What was the thing about his glove?
It's at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
How much do you think that's worth?
I don't know. We can look it up.
Holy shit.
Jay officially high kills the topic.
Oh my God.
Brian, before I forget, my son's band, one of the guys in Slipknot heard their song called Pestilence, my son's song Pestilence, and he tweeted about it, said, if you're not listening to this song, then you're, all kind of stuff.
Wow.
Fuck yeah. I'll be listening to it tonight, right after the show. Faith and Failure, Pestilence.
Yep.
Thank you.
$420,000 that glove's worth.
How much?
No, we got to be more than that.
But there's more of them. There's the moonwalk video. There's the moonwalk on the award show. I can't remember what it was back in '82. There's a Bad Glove tour, the Victory Tour glove. So there's quite a few of them.
Yeah, I don't know which ones. I was just at the Hall of Fame a year ago, like 2 days ago, and it was there along with the outfit where he has the shoes. They're like hooked into the floor, and he's doing the
moonwalk.
No, not the moonwalk. He's doing the
smooth criminal,
like he's going to fall over.
Yeah,
that outfit was there in a glass case.
Hit it again.
But there's another great example of the songs. Like, even when Michael Jackson was going through all the nonsense, you put on "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough," or all that. All of a sudden, you're jamming. You're willing to overlook quite a bit. You want to be starting something? Yes, I absolutely do. I absolutely want to be starting something. You're willing to overlook a lot of, like, this is not, it hasn't been highly publicized, but a while back, Steven Tyler is going to be brought up on sexual assault charges.
Oh no.
And yeah, I mean, it's public knowledge. He is going to. There's a woman that filed suit against him
20 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Oh, come on with this 20 years ago shit.
Meanwhile, Jimmy Page is looked at as, we talked about Led Zeppelin earlier. I mean, the guy locked a 15-year-old girl in his hotel room for a week.
Really?
She was a willing participant, but still.
She read it a sophomore level, though, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, but still, you can't. Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin. Elvis dated underage women. Like all of a sudden,
Barry, like getting shit on.
Yeah,
like feel like farting in girls' mouths or something, right?
Yeah, Vince McMahon.
I'm not saying I approve of it. I'm just saying it's not news.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
I used to work for the stage crews. I was in the union for that, and I worked a lot of met all these guys, did the shows. When we did Aerosmith, I can't think which album it was. It was late 80s or early 90s, and it's the one where the stage looked like they were on a hotel roof and had hotel, but it was written backwards. The lights on
Paul's got that on the shelf right next to
but
him.
we got to eat with all these guys, breakfast, lunch, dinner, but Aerosmith, they never came out of the room. You weren't allowed to look at them. You weren't allowed to talk to them, nothing. Because that's right when they tried to get clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like they were afraid someone was going to offer them something and they couldn't say no.
Damn.
But
anyway.
I spent, here's something that anybody that likes to bark at the moon song might find amusing. We did the Badlands show and their album had just come out. And I didn't have time to buy it. I heard the first one on the radio, and I spent 4.5 hours on the bus with Ray Gillen and Jake.
Oh, cool.
All three of us playing guitars, playing old stuff, making up stuff, you name it, whatever it was. And then when it got time for them to do their sound check, I'm standing there with, on the stage. So I'm standing there with Jake. He hands me his white Charvel. It's in the Bark at the Moon video and goes, play it. I'm going out to here.
Wow.
And I'm standing there like
pissing your pants.
I'm like, what? I don't know any Badlands stuff. So I'm on stage playing his guitar with Ray Gillen singing, Eric Singer on drums. I forget who the bass player was. And I'm looking around and Ray's like, well, what are we doing? And I'm like, the first thing come to my mind was Bark at the Moon. So I go, Bark at the Moon. He's like, all right, whatever. So we get into it, play the whole thing. I go through the solo. I get it all done. Jake comes walking back up from the soundboard. I go, how'd it sound? He goes, didn't sound bad. You played it wrong. But he goes, don't worry. So does Zach. And I was like, okay.
By the way, the guy you're thinking of is Greg Chason.
Okay. Yeah, he was. Yeah, so I'm up and Ray Gillen. I think that was before he actually caught AIDS. But that's what happened to him. That's why he died at 30 some years old. And that's why Badlands was taken away for a long time because of lawsuits.
Yeah, you can't buy Badlands records on Atlantic Records. Their music is out of print. They got bought by their catalog has been bought by a couple of different independent labels that have put them out in minimum small runs, but there is no Badlands catalog and Badlands publishing because they're fearful of lawsuits.
Yeah, because all the women that caught AIDS from Ray, their families all sued because he did that. So it was like judgment was ruled. They couldn't profit off of that, and that's why they just like disappeared. You never heard them on the radio or anything. Well, you would know that, Paul. Then how many times did you play it during that time?
The Badlands came in that period before I got on the radio, after I did college radio and before I got into pro radio, and it was 89. High Wire got played, yep. Dreams in the Dark got played, and Winter's Call got played, and that was it. And then by the time the second record came out, it was over. And the
It's
third record,
sucked
third
because
record still only sees limited release.
they were so good, so talented.
Yeah, super loud
And-
too,
and-
like way
yeah.
loud.
And Ray, I don't care what anybody says, Ray was still one of the best singers there was out there at that time.
Hey, Ray.
And it's just, it amazes me. And I mean, spending that whole day with those guys was great. And I'll never be able to do that again. But, hearing all the old stories, and he did talk about his time in Aussie.
Did Ray talk about his time in Black Sabbath?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not much. A little bit.
Yeah, he was only there for a cup of coffee.
A cup of coffee in the big time, yeah.
But
Hey guys,
all he got.
Beesman's falling asleep over here. We're 22 minutes over, which is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I'm about to fall through the floor over here. I just want to thank Ron for coming on tonight.
Yeah, hell yeah, Ron.
Right.
Well, thank you. Like I said, I don't have anything against Johnny. Seriously, I just can't help but feel disrespected the way he did it. That's it.
fine.
And I'm not going to lie. I had a lot of fun doing the show. It was great. Met a lot of good people because of his
Yep,
show.
same thing.
Because of his show, I become good friends with Bob Daisley. We email each other all the time.
Wow.
So, it's like real good friends with Bob. And that, he's the last man standing from the Blizzard of Oz. And to the point where, like I said, I'm working on songs now, and he's like, send me something, maybe he'll write something for it. So that would be like, oh my God, Bob Daisley doing bass or writing words. So that would be a dream come true.
Hell yeah.
All right, Ron, real quick.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, Ron.
Where
It
can
was,
everybody
I
find
thought
your
we'd give you
shows?
the floor to speak your piece. We weren't expecting you to throw Johnny under the bus or anything, but at least you got it off your chest. And
Well, I
maybe
know
subscribers.
I know if he knows I did this, he'll be done with me.
You're damn right.
That I hate to say that because, like I said, I never had an issue with him. I knew, like when I gave my stuff away for his show, I knew what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did the guitar, he did thank me. When I sent him stuff, he did thank me, on the show. Thanks for sending this stuff like that. But I never had an issue with him until that disrespect. And then today, when I was told just to get over it, I was like, no, wait a minute. Now, come on.
Someone said to get over it.
Yeah.
Hey, where were you, Beesman?
Well, Ron,
That's fucking terrible.
we really didn't have any problems with Johnny either when we were on his show. It was after we left is when all the shit came rolling downhill. It was after we left.
Guys, we're going right back to the beginning.
I know. I'm
gonna fucking die.
I'm done.
Ron, what nights are you doing your show? And
Well, I signed on with that what is it, EV Mux instead of StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
And I do Mondays, I do Thursdays before I do Mondays, I do Thursdays before Laz.
Mm-hmm.
And now I guess I'm going to do a couple more during the week whenever because I got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So
All right, well, everybody go subscribe to Ron. Watch
it's
his shows.
Fretworks Guitar Repair.
Yeah.
I don't have the link.
I put it in the chat a couple times.
In the chat.
Okay.
Also,
you should have
get you back.
subscribers.
If you guys are interested in guitar painting, let me know.
Hell yeah, I am. And also, we'll get you back on too, and we'll talk a little more. But it was great to see you, and thanks for coming on.
And
Thank
Paul,
you guys.
And obviously, Paul, man, this is a
Paul.
really nice surprise tonight.
The icon.
Yeah, I'm
hopefully,
kind of
Paul-
honored to be on here with Paul because I saw you on Dane's show all the time. And when I remember when Dane would say, "Here, I got to go get a customer. Take over, Paul."
Yeah,
I watched all those.
I would have to sit there and stall while Dane actually took care of a customer because again, Dane, super nice guy, one man operation in his store.
Hey, man, I'm here by myself.
I guess now he has 2 stores, and he's crushing it.
his son worked for him.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's the shit.
Yeah, they're good kids.
Yeah, it
So
was
I
was
just
funny because
appreciate you guys giving me a
whenever
place
he
to
get a
hang.
Jackson soloist, he would text me, "Hey, I got a soloist for you."
That's fun.
That was one of the beautiful things about Dane is if something came in that he knew Like he had a small circle of people. It was to be like me or Phil McKnight or, you know, somebody that was like his little small circle of like before it went out to anybody else, he'd call us and go, "Hey, I got this guitar. Are you interested?"
Oh, Paul, remember he contacted me when he got the blue Ibanez that I sold to Beesman. Yeah, he texted. He's like, "Hey man, look, hey man." Came in.
Well, I had a Korean-made BC Rich gunslinger in like a competition yellow, and he wanted it, so I traded him a guitar for a guitar. Then he had it for, I don't know, maybe a month, 2 months, and then oddly enough, 40 Grit ended up going and buying off of him.
Isn't that the one that was on the wall? Didn't he have that on his wall for a while too in the store?
He may have.
He had a wall full of BC Riches. Like
Yeah.
For whatever reason, he goes through periods of time where he's into one style or one maker of guitar.
Yeah, the Chapmans.
Yeah, buys them all up when he can, and then hangs them on the wall, and then he gets tired of them and gets rid of them. Like that's the beauty of owning his guitar shop, is that he gets to buy whatever he wants until he gets tired of it. It's such a cool hobby for him.
I think he has over 500 guitars now.
All right, guys, we're gonna let Ron and Paul.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and thanks for letting me answer your questions and let you know how and I tried to say before that I'm not mad, just feel disrespect. That's it.
Fair enough.
I do wish that whatever he's doing, I really do wish it succeeds for him. I'm not just saying that. That's honest to God's truth.
Sure.
But
see you, Zach.
It is what it is. So,
Paul, we love you. Open invitation for you, buddy.
Thanks. Appreciate that. I need a job.
While you're on your sabbatical.
Yeah, I need a job.
You gotta have a job. All right, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Fucking play
Thank
us
you,
out,
guys.
Beesman.
Play you out?
Play us out.
All right.
What do you mean play us?
Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week.